Good, good, good. Well, we don't have to do precise. Let me do one quick double check to make sure I have everything handy that I need. Sure. Beautiful. Okay, they might have heard you for a second. Welcome everyone to a new kind of streaming experience. Basics with Babish, live. I didn't write a script, so I'm just sort of making things up right now and trying to do it. Like it was some sort of official announcement, but we're well past that. Welcome everybody. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I hope you can see me, I hope you can hear me. Yes, you can call me Babby. So this is the first Basics live stream. We've been streaming Basics for a while on Twitch, and we had a lot of fun over there, and we decided to move over here because we wanted to share the experience better with you guys. We'll eventually be, hopefully, simultaneously streaming on Twitch and YouTube, but for now, let me just give you a little intro into what we're going to be doing here. everybody's talking about Thanos right now. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making last week's basics every other week. So if last week's basics was tacos, which we're pretending it is because I'd rather make tacos than salad, then the following week you can cook along with me, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tentatively, we might switch that up, but for right now it's 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Wow, there's already 6,300 people here. And I would also like to introduce you guys to my partner in crime, Sawyer Jacobs, who is in the other room. Sawyer, want to say hello?
Hello, everyone. So happy to be here. I'll be listening in from the other room and chiming in every now and again.
Yeah, Sawyer's going to be going through the comments, looking for any interesting questions, looking for any Wegmans or upstate New York Bills shout-outs, which I'm sure there's going to be a lot of now that I just said that. And one day, hopefully, we're going to be doing a sort of Frasier-style call-in thing where he's going to be my Roz, and he's going to be screening calls, and we will be doing things live in that way. Thank you so much, folks that are donating to Super Chat. I'm seeing Mexi Man and Cheese is saying, "Hey babe, love your recipes, but recently went keto. Can you do some keto recipes in the future? If not, it's all good. You're the best." That's really nice. Thank you. I have inadvertently done a bunch of keto recipes. There are a lot of recipes on the show that are unintentionally keto, just like there are ones that are unintentionally vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free. My buddy in the other room, Sawyer, who we just met a minute ago, is keto himself. So it's the least that I could possibly do to try and support y'all that are doing special diets like that aren't. That's a pretty fun diet to be on. All you gotta do is eat meat all day. We got 10 pounds coming in from somebody who Zach just gave 10 European pounds. I didn't know that it would show up like that. Thank you very much, Zach. He said to make a taco, and guess what, guys? That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make tacos. Not every stream, but this stream, it's all about tacos. So, welcome, 7,000 people here now. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I got some Bookers here that I'm going to pour myself a little whiff of. Sawyer, would you care for some Bookers?
Yeah, I would love some. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to pour you some while you come on in, and then you can meet all the fine people here. Let me get you a glass. This one says Glenn Morangi on it. Let's just pretend it says Bookers. And we're doing cubes because it's summer and because cubes can sometimes, open up the whiskey and give you a different perspective on a whiskey that you already know and love. So Sawyer's coming on in to say hello and have a drink with me real quick, and then we will get down to the business of making tacos. I can hear him moving. He's over in the living room right now. If you guys watched the tour of my apartment for the 3 million subscriber special, he's over at the desks that you might have seen. Here he is now, folks. This is Sawyer.
All right. Hey. Thanks
Cheers,
for
man.
that. Cheers
Anytime.
and cheers.
Let's have a good show.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. Show Duck just gave $5. It's Babby time. Heck yeah. Thanks, man. I can't pronounce your name. Kutschachel just gave some money. Gamer for the Win gave 50 somethings. I don't know what currency that is. You're gonna have to fill me in on the super chats. Neek Reese gave $5. Love your cookbook. Will another one come? Yes, absolutely. There's a new cookbook on the horizon, and it's going to be the definitive Binging with Babish companion cookbook, and it's going to be coming in fall of 2019. I've already begun writing it, or I'm like halfway through writing it, and we're going to be starting photography, which we're going to be doing right here in my apartment, just like everything else, in the very near future, in October, I believe. What else we got here? Hey, we got Jabare1 Wiggins gave $4.99. Thanks, man. Hey, Babish, originally from upstate New York. What's up? Represent. Now in Florida. Your channel inspired me to cook, and now it's my favorite thing to do. Thank you. That's so nice. Thanks so much, Jabari1 Wiggins. I'm very happy that I could do anything like that. Ethan Caldwell gave 10 Australian dollars, looks like. Hey, Babby, thank you so much for getting me into my cooking addiction. Your recipes are amazing. I've attempted like 10 of them. Favorite so far is the pot of chili from The Office. That's awesome, dude. I hope you've tried to make that, because it is a really solid chili recipe. Oh, these are pouring in here. Cynthia gave $4.99. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Oliver Sarai gave €5. Hey man, been a fan since 20,000 subs. Love the show. When are you coming on Hot Ones? As soon as Hot Ones invites me. Hot Ones, give me a call. You know where to find me. Let's see. Rogue Vampire gave $5. Thank you so much. Brian Russ gave $5. I just finished watching the Waitress Pies episode on Facebook. That's a good one. I'm really happy with the way that cheesecake came out. Granted, I took the technique from America's Test Kitchen, so no wonder it came out so good. But if you're looking for like a really thick New York style cheesecake, that's where it's at. Speaking of thick, I don't know if this is going to translate, but back on Twitter or Twitch rather, we referred to ourselves as the Thick Boys because we were constantly making steaks about yay thick in the early live streams, and
I see a couple of thick boys in the comments section.
We got some thick boys in the comments section.
I see you. Yeah, I see a couple of the old thicks. They're asking for a sheet. They know what's up.
It's okay. We got some originals in the crowd. That's awesome. Somebody gave 20,000 COPs. I don't know what that is. Legend 7. Thank you so much. Jeffrey Blair gave $5. Thank you, Jeffrey. Funky 10 Man gave $10 and said Thanos car. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see. Casper just gave $5 and said we just scheduled a life-saving surgery for our dog. Wish Momo a speedy recovery. Everybody, please, right now, wish Momo a speedy recovery. Thank you so much. First time here, love the show, says Dwarven Marauder, $5. Thank you so much. Jareen Games, $5, says I've rewatched all of your videos so many times. You are very enjoyable to watch. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks so much. I see a lot of thick boys in the audience. Thank you, thick squad, thick crew. Thank you, Alf. Basically, these super chats are coming in faster than I'm going to be able to answer them, and I need to get cooking. So I'm going to try to burn through as many as I can right now, but I'm going to have to chill out in a second. Cole Atkins says, please make Hawaii 5-0 shrimp dishes. I'll check that out. Maple Leaf gave $10 and says, I've been watching your videos with my family ever since Bob's Burgers episode. It's always been a dream to see you stream live. Keep making me hungry. I will do. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you want to see me stream, because here I am. Do any of your tattoos have a meaning to you? They all look really cool. All the tattoos have a meaning. You can see them on my website. Go to bingingwithbabish.com, about me, and you can see the explanation of most of my tattoos. Syracuse represent. All right, Syracuse, how you doing? I have some friends that went to school there, and I drove through there a lot. Obadge gave $5. Will you ever make a Seinfeld Volume 2 black and white cookie? Absolutely. Marble Rye, definitely. Please come to Seattle. We love you. I cannot wait to go to Seattle. For those of you who really know me, y'all know I got a Seattle tattoo right here, and that is a more Frasier tattoo than a Seattle tattoo, but I don't know what Thanos car is. Let's see. EJ Bugboy 3. Hey Babish, can you do an Always Sunny special part 2 with mac and cheese and grilled Frank? Definitely. And energy balls. Courtney Price, $5. Do you do cancer kid wishes? I would love to use my wish to cook a meal with you. Yeah, I don't know.
Shoot us an email. Shoot us an email.
Shoot us an email. Yeah, shoot us an email.
Please shoot us an email.
Yeah, I mean, if you do actually have cancer, then yes, absolutely. If you're just yanking my chain right now, because cancer is very
either
very,
way.
Very
shoot us an
close to
email.
me. Yeah, shoot us an email at bingingwithbabish@gmail.com. Let's see. Currently have a stove. Joss V says, I currently have a stove. I do have a convection oven and microwave. Would you ever do an episode on meals you can make in the microwave or convection oven? Yeah, definitely. I hope I can do that. Respectfully yours. Love your show. Thank you so much. Let's see. I can't keep up with these guys. I'm so sorry. I really appreciate your donations.
What's the first step in the cooking process? I'll aggregate these for you, and we can go through them in a bit.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, we're gonna get started here. The first thing we got to do is marinate our meat, and I think we'll start with steak. How about that? So we're gonna make a chimichurri, and we're gonna marinate the steak in half the chimichurri, reserving half of it to serve with the tacos. Okay. So, chimichurri. For that, we need a food processor. I'm going to use this little one here. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, whoever just reached out and said that you'd like to cook with me, and that you have cancer. If you do, my deepest sympathy and support. My mother died of cancer when I was 11, so obviously that's something that hits very close to home with me. So please do reach out, bingingwithbabish@gmail.com. We will get back to you and see if we can set something up. So please do reach out. Okay, into the food processor goes. Pull up my recipes here because I'm not some kind of genius that can do this from memory. Let's see, we got chimichurri. Here we go. I'm gonna throw a Fresno pepper in there. These guys have like a tiny little bit of heat to them, but like barely anything. They're like less spicy than jalapeno. I also want to show off my new life partner to you guys. This is the newest addition to the Babish family. I got this out in California. I've always wanted to have a shun, and I'm very excited to have gotten one. And oh, it is sharp. I was telling Sawyer earlier that if there's ever a time for me to really hurt myself with a extremely sharp brand new knife, it's probably on a live stream where everybody can see. So I'm also going to pull the veins and seeds out of this. I'm sorry I'm doing this off camera, but this is where the trash can is. Here we go. And I'm just going to cut this up a little bit just so the food processor has an easier time with it. Into the processor it goes. Next up we got, let me wash my hands. I don't want to rub my eyes, and then I don't know if you guys have ever done that. I did that before a date once. I was making one of the dishes that we're making tonight. I was making rajas con crema, and sometimes poblano peppers can be crazy hot, and these ones were. And I went to the bathroom after cutting them and touched myself in a sensitive area. We're adding, and you can guess the rest of that story. We're adding a little bit of red wine vinegar. All I had was sherry vinegar. That's going to be fine for right now. 1 to 2 tablespoons, depending on how sharp and how acidic you want your chimichurri. 1/4 cup olive oil. And, you know, this is a sauce, so I'm eyeballing this stuff. That's probably about 1/4 cup. And since this is going in a sauce, we want good olive oil. We want good quality because we want that flavor. And I'm not sponsored by these guys. They're just good. Brad Leone, for those of you who also like Brad's show, he uses this stuff. I'm trying to get an angle where it won't glint. Lucini, it's a very tasty olive oil. All right, 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. All right, while I'm crushing up this garlic, Jake, let me know if there's any questions I should answer or comments we want to respond to.
Yeah, I will. I'm looking for, any comments or questions people have about how they make tacos, anything they might be interested in knowing to make the process easy for them. Hopefully we got some people cooking at home, something close,
Who here is cooking along with us tonight? Anybody making tacos in their home? 1 or all 3 of these recipes? Chime in, because we'd like to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And so, something that people have criticized me for in the past is individually peeling all my cloves of garlic, just like this, just like pulling off the skin. And they've always said smash it with a knife, and that's true. It's a way easier way to peel your garlic, unless you want to keep the clove intact. And there's something meditative and calming to me about peeling my garlic that way. So that's why I do it. But I'm also definitely not above the old smash and squeeze. Ugh, what does that mean? Hopefully that's just what we're doing with the garlic here. So, all right, see, easy as that. You give it a little smash and squeeze, they jump out of their skin. And these are really small cloves of garlic gifted to me by a dear friend, Mr. Mark Mayer, who pulled these right out of the ground for me when he was visiting a farm in upstate New York. How many people out there are representing upstate New York, our hometown, preferably of Rochester, but also equal respect and love for Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, Watertown, or Waterloo rather, Naples,
Canandaigua Lake, Geneva,
Canandaigua,
the leather stocking region. We have one person named Eric1 who said that his brother once got banned from a Wegmans in Auburn, New York for climbing on the roof. I wonder what he was doing up there, huh?
I'd like to know what your brother was doing up there. That sounds like it's not in the spirit of what Wegmans is all about, and what my man Danny Wegman would want for one of his retail locations. So I can't say I'm in support of it.
If it was a 24-hour Wegmans, then it was open at least. So there's that.
Well, I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as they were open, might as well go up there and see what's going on. I guess
we got.
Sorry.
Got Jake Bashaw from Fairport, New York. That's where I'm from. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, Jake?
Right by the canal there. It's really nice.
How you doing, Jake? Welcome to wherever you live now. We're up to 8,189 viewers. That's pretty damn good for a first stream there. Okay. Garlic, and then normally we'd add some fresh oregano. I am fresh out of fresh oregano, so we're just going to use a little bit of the dried stuff. It's okay. We just want a little bit of that flavor. Just going to put a solid sprinkle in there, and then mostly what we're going to use for greenery and for greenery is you could use cilantro if you want. That's probably a bit more legit, but a lot of you, hopefully by now, know my feelings towards cilantro, so we're obviously not doing that. I'm just using some curly parsley. But chimichurri is kind of like pesto in that you can sort of switch things up and make it your own, as long as there's the sort of core ingredients of like garlic and something herby and oil and I want to throw a little bit of lime into this too. No, I don't. That's okay. I don't want to. All right, so now, sorry, I'm showing you a little bit of FaceTime here. Not that kind of FaceTime. Now, what we need is this. Where's the? Here we go. All right. This thing's so handy. This was a gift to me by my bosses back when I had a day job. They gave this to me, and it's one of my favorite kitchen tools. And we're going to use it to quickly make sure it works. Also, we want to season this a little bit because it's both going to be a sauce and a marinade, so it does need a bit of seasoning. And I'm going to throw a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper in there. We're obviously also seasoning the steak. We can hit that with salt and pepper if we want, but if we sort of, we want to layer flavor, so we want to get as much, seasoning into every aspect of the dish. We obviously don't want to over-season, but we don't want elements of a dish that are unseasoned. If we've got a steak that has salt and pepper on it, but then a sauce that doesn't have any salt in it, you're ending up with something that's trying to compete with the other, and it's just good to keep your seasoning consistent. So there we go. We got ourselves a very quick, very easy chimichurri that I think we have enough of. Let me see how much steak we're working with here. Wow, skirt steak has gotten expensive. Ooh, it's bleeding a little bit. Okay, that's why you should always keep your meat, especially if it's in one of these, just paper joints. You should always keep your meat in a glass bowl or Tupperware or something like that, so it can't bleed all over your nice things. Hang on, folks. I just need to get some storage bags over here. There we go. I just stocked up on Ziplocs, and that's just what I needed. Any questions or anybody that we should be addressing here?
Yeah, I'll let you know my favorite upstate New York shout-outs real quick. Pretty impressed by the diverse number of towns represented on the New York State Thruway here tonight. We have Byron, New York. You remember that one?
Yeah, I remember. I played soccer in Byron once.
Oneonta. You remember that one, of course?
I went there for Boy Scouts.
And then, I don't know if it really counts. Kingston, New York. That's the Hudson Valley, right? Beautiful town, but I've been there once. It's lovely. And then Saratoga, which I've spent some time in. Beautiful town.
Yeah.
So those were my
Nice, man.
favorites. Keep them coming. I do have a food question for you. And
Yeah,
it
we
was
should get
asked.
some of those going.
It was asked with $10 whole. Really appreciate that.
Jeez. Yeah,
Ugh,
thank you.
oof. And that's Rice Rocket Airsoft, by the way. Funny name. Sounds like a real hobbyist. And they were asking, Babby, do you have an idea how to marinate flank steak?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can very much do it in the exact way that we're doing it right now. I'm not going to use all this steak, by the way, just so you know what I'm doing here. This is too much steak, especially for just me and old Sawyer in the other room. Marinating flank steak, you could use flank steak in this recipe instead of skirt if you wanted. Flank steak would be great. You just need to slice it thin across the grain after you've seared it. But yeah, you can marinate it the same way you'd marinate any other old steak. Pardon me. And chimichurri is a great way to go for marinating steak. So I highly recommend this as a starting point. And you can totally do this with flank, and then you could throw that guy on the grill once it's well marinated. And I would do this for between 30 minutes to maybe like 2 hours tops. Like there's acid in this marinade, and that does break down the fibers in meat, and you can overdo that. You can definitely have too much of that. And as you can see, I'm reserving a little bit of the chimichurri here. This is for putting it on the actual tacos later on. But in here, I'm just massaging this steak around, making sure everybody is getting covered with some sweet flavor. Looks like I don't think I made enough here. Just gonna dump a little bit more in here just so we ensure we have even coverage. Only eating a couple tacos here tonight because there's only 2 of us. The rest of it is going to be leftovers. It's going to be my lunch tomorrow. Oh, that smells good. Just talking about like, got the vinegar and the pepper that hits you in the nose immediately, and then you got the garlic, and it's just a lovely sauce for both putting on stuff. If you ever just grill a steak on its own, no marinating, whatever, if you just grill it and then slice it up and then hit it with some chimichurri over the top, forget about it. There we go. Now we got nice even coverage. Whoop. And we're gonna put this, like I was saying, we want to prevent cross-contamination. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge like that. That way we're not getting meat juice everywhere. All right, so next up, and this guy's going and hanging out off camera because we're going to use him later on. Next up, we got some chicken, and for this, we are making a marinade. Also, this is a recipe also from America's Test Kitchen. We're making a marinade that is just great for almost any application of chicken. This is definitely more oriented towards Mexican cuisine because it's got cumin and cayenne in it and whatnot. This is an excellent all-around marinade. It's the same marinade that I used in what's it called, pollo a la plancha from Moonlight. I'm sorry, from La La Land. Kidding. Funny, still relevant joke. Like 2 years later. Still funny, still so relevant. Thank you guys. It looks like we got some new top chatters over there. Thank you so much for your donations. That's very, very kind. And yeah, next up we're doing this guy. So we need to butterfly our chicken breasts. There we go. And I'm gonna put these, this is gonna gross some people out, but this is a work surface. This whole thing is just a giant cutting board. So far be it from me to get squeamish about it. The way I sanitize it is with vinegar. Vinegar will take care of any issues that you might have. So I'm butterflying these.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but we have a celebrity in the chat.
Whom?
I'm pretty sure this is the president of the Tang Gang.
President of the
Harrison
Tang
Davis.
Gang's here. Harrison, what's up, Harrison?
Just gave us $20 saying what up
Harrison.
from Rochester and the Harley School. Thank you, Harrison. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Harrison, you're in high school. You shouldn't be doing that. Thank you, though.
Yeah, we're going to make sure Dr. Dolan gives you that money back, all right?
Yeah, let's call him Strong Arm Dolan.
Yeah, you tell Dolan he owes you $20.
Just for context for, everybody else here, that's an old high school teacher of ours that is still at the same high school, and Harrison is the president of a food enthusiast club called the Tang Gang. You might have seen them in the Cheesy Blasters episode of Binging with Babish. They're the group of young toughs, street toughs that helped me taste test the Cheesy Blasters because I didn't want to eat the whole thing because I'm 31 and I don't want to die. Sorry about the noise, folks. I'm just washing off the knife quick because it's got chicken all over it and I need it for other things. There we go. One moment. I will be right back. I hope you don't miss me too much. This is going to be a relatively long stream because we got a lot to do. 3 different kinds of tacos here. Got 2 different meats to marinate. We've got potatoes to cook. We got chorizo to cook. We got tortillas to make as well. That's next up once we get the meat marinating. Time to make some tortillas, which I might cheat on. I have some pre-made tortillas. Okay, so this is ready for marination in a moment. For now, I'm going to hit this guy with some, like I said, vinegar. That's gonna get this all food safe and ready to go. And it smells good too. I like the smell of vinegar. Nice sharp happening smell. Okay, so what's our viewership like? How are we doing over here? We got 8,300. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. This is the first stream on YouTube. For anybody who's just joining us, this is the first stream on YouTube. We've been streaming on Twitch for a few months now, and just decided that it was about time that we bring the Babish live experience to all of you, because this is where I got my start. This is where the vast majority of my audience is, and just wanted to hang out with you guys as well. So cheers. I'm drinking some Booker's right now. What did I just do? Oh, here we go. Just having a bit of Booker's. This is some excellent bourbon, if not a little expensive, but well, very expensive. It's like $80, I think. Then again, we live in New York City. Everything's twice the price here. It's probably $50 in a liquor store upstate. Okay, so for the marinade for the chicken, here we go. We need some more garlic. Where are you? I got 1 clove there, and I need a little bit more. It's not quite enough. I got some habaneros in this fridge that are just taunting me every time I look in there. And what do we say to the god of death? Not today. Any Game of Thrones fans out there? I want to leak to you guys right now because there's only 8,000 of you here, but I want to leak to you something that I'm going to be revealing on Instagram in a couple days. Maisie Williams is going to be on the show. She came by and helped me make some direwolf bread, and it was a really good time. She's super sweet, really amazing person, and it was amazing to meet her. And she beat me, and she made a better looking direwolf than I did. So she's a champ. But keep an eye out for that because she is going to be on the show. Not next week's episode, but the following week. You can expect to see Maisie Williams in the Binging with Babish kitchen. All right, I like my chicken really garlicky. I guess we probably don't need this much. This is probably enough right here, actually, now that I'm looking at it. This is more than I thought. So give these guys a little smashy smash, as I'm sure my buddy Brad Leone would say. Brad is foraging for mushrooms right now with Vinny, and they're getting some really cool mushrooms in what I think is upstate New York. You can apparently go foraging for food here in New York City. You can do mushroom and wild edible plants foraging in Central Park, which I would never do. I would just assume that any plant that I see has been pissed on by 3 different people. So there's no way I would do that. All right, so now I'm just gonna mince up this garlic a little bit.
to the best of my ability because it's kind of falling apart here. There we go. And I gotta learn a better technique for mincing garlic. This whole cutting it into strips and then chopping thing is old news, man. Yep, especially with this sharp ass knife. I probably should have smashed them more. That's the key. You smash the hell out of them and then you chop them up and then you got like garlic paste practically. All right, so here we go. Run the knife through this guy a little bit more. We want to get this garlic relatively finely minced because it is going on the chicken. We want it to stick to the chicken when it's cooking, but we don't want big old hunks because they will they'll burn and they'll look unsightly. We want this to be a fine looking marinade, and we need this pretty finely minced up. So hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's see. Press F to pay respects. What does that mean? Yeah, buddy Brad. Gotta love Brad. Oh yeah. I'm sure Gordon Ramsay has a tip for mincing garlic because he is, a way better chef than me and most people. It's one of my dreams to meet Gordon and to have him on the show or something. He's always been one of my culinary idols, but I'm so scared that he'll be mean to me. I know some people that work for his show and they say he's the sweetest guy until you do something stupid and then he's all over you. And I've been known to do stupid things. So, it's a concern. All right, so we got some nice, relatively finely minced garlic here. We could make that into a paste, but it's not really necessary. I just want enough so it's going to be like totally evenly coating the chicken and giving it lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of flavor. I almost just cut my finger open just then. Glad I didn't. All right, next up we have olive oil and lime juice for the liquid delivery system. Lime juice is going to both tenderize the chicken and add flavor. Olive oil is going to act as it's going to add flavor, and once it comes time to cook, it's going to act as the cooking lubricant. So here we go. We got this guy here. We got a lime already all halved here. I'm just going to squeeze this guy in, and I want this to be really, really limey. This dish, which is chicken. It's just a marinated chicken with rajas con crema. It just goes so well with a healthy amount of acidity. I gotta get one of those lime squeezers. This is way too hard on my old man hands. What's going on over there, Jake? Anybody?
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, I wanted to tell Colin Mackey, who gave us another $5 to mention the fact that Kingston, New York used to be the capital of New York. So, hey, we recognize that. We respect that. We like it up there. I'm just, is it Western New York? Is it upstate New York? Those are the questions we're asking.
When was it the capital of New York?
I don't know, but I'm sure if Colin's still around, he will tell us. Somebody also shouted out from Kingston, Ontario. That's Bills country. That's Western New York. Go Bills, Kingston, Ontario. And a quick shout out to Caitlin Chapman from Webster, New York, one of America's top marching bands, Webster, New York.
Wow. How did you know that?
Well, my father was the administrative director for the music department.
Cool.
They were at the Rose Bowl. They won awards. Okay,
shit.
So listen, we've got a couple questions for you, food related. You want to get through it?
Let's get it on. And let me just run through this real quick so people know what I'm doing. I'm just adding pepper, cumin, smoked paprika, oregano, cayenne pepper, olive oil, and I'm going to be adding sugar too. Sugar is going to help the browning when we get this guy over to the grill pan. It's going to help give us, we're going to be hitting this with pretty high heat because it's so nice and thin, and this is going to help give us a better crust on the outside of the chicken. Okay, sorry, here we go.
All right, and I see all your Bills comments. We can talk about the Bills whenever Andy is really busy doing something, and he doesn't want to talk about that. Okay, we all know the Bills suck. All right, so here are the food questions. Nick Henderson. Nick Henderson gave us $10. Thanks so much, dude. That is
Thank you, Nick. Thank
really
you so much.
cool. And his question is, any general tips for cooking for picky eaters?
Ooh,
He's
that's
a longtime
interesting.
lover of the channel, and he makes his burgers with that crisped cheese a la crisp burger
Oh,
from
yeah,
Parks and Rec
yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time.
That's a good
So,
look.
what can we recommend for the as my friends call it, for the baby mouth?
I would say for picky eaters, I mean, appeal to the sort of baser instincts in the picky eater, which is pasta and pizza. Burgers. I once knew a girl that would only eat cheeseburgers, plain cheese pizza, and hot dogs. That is the only food that she would eat. I don't know how she's still alive. I guess because she was younger and she can handle that kind of stuff. But like, the way that I tried to get her to eat, slightly more interesting, more exotic foods is to spice those guys up. I made Juicy Lucy's. I made cheese stuffed burgers, and I made. I knew she liked potatoes, so I made like a really good potato salad that was not too crazy, not too out there. Pizza, try loading up with some different kinds of toppings, things that they might be, just try and jazz up the delivery system, and hopefully the rest will follow. Okay, and the last thing that we need in here is a healthy helping of salt. Just try to look at the food that you're going to be seasoning. I got 2 chicken breasts here that are cut into 3 pieces, and I'm just looking at that and thinking, like, how much salt would I put on that if that were on a dish in front of me? So that's where I'm getting the, because I haven't measured anything here. Marinade's much less need to measure than most recipes, so you can really eyeball it and just sort of trust your instincts. The chances that you're going to over salt a marinade, very low, because a lot of it's going to come off, and very low chance that you're going to over salt it. So just don't go crazy, and you'll probably be fine. So same deal here. I'm giving this guy a good massage to make sure that the chicken is evenly coated. Yada yada yada. There we go. What is R? Somebody gave $50 in R. Is that like Russian bucks or like Republic of something? I don't know. I don't know my country currency shorthand. Okay, same deal here. We want to prevent cross-contamination, so we're putting this guy in a bowl. Don't want any drippings, hurting anything in the fridge. And for anybody who isn't really familiar with the new kitchen, it's got these awesome drawer fridges. This is a fridge. This is my fridge. That's so cool. And freezers as well. We got some drawer freezers back here. I'm so in love with it. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Can my mic fell down a little bit. Can you guys still hear me okay? No, that's a dangerous question.
The levels look okay over here, but yeah,
Levels
that's a
look
dangerous
okay?
question. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry for the noise that I'm sure I just made because I was just crinkling the. I love how people are saying face reveal. I've revealed my face a million times just this episode. What's up, guys? This is the earpiece that I'm talking to Sawyer in. My mic is hidden in here somewhere. And we just finished marinating our meat, so we're moving on to tortillas. We're making tortillas. So, what is this? This is the knife. We don't need that right now. So a very basic corn tortilla dough is literally, and really a true corn tortilla dough, is masa harina and water. That's it. That is all you need. And I didn't put these directions by weight like I normally do. I did it by, not by weight. I did it by volume, which I'm normally against for accuracy's sake. But like, this is the kind of thing where you got to go by feel. You really need to know what kind of consistency you're looking for in the dough. All right, so if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'm going to run and get 1 1/4 cups of water. I touched my face after handling that Fresno chili, and it is feeling interesting. It's getting a little tingle going on. Okay, we got our 1 1/4 cups of water. But anyway, I hope that was a good enough answer for the picky eater question. I know that that can be very frustrating to cook for somebody who who is very particular about what they eat, and just keep at it and just try to sneak it in there. That's really just try to jazz up the things that you know they do like. All right, so I'm grabbing 2 cups. Whoa, grabbing 2 cups of Masa harina here. There we go. I didn't see the comments on the audio. Are they cool with it? Okay. I apologize, guys. Not only are the comments going super fast. Shout out from Norway. What's up, Norway? Greetings from Michigan. What's up, Michigan? What kind of watch is that, my good man? This is a 1981 Rolex Datejust, which I'm very happy that I came across. It's a very rare, very strange watch. It's got a silver case with a gold bezel and like a sky blue face, and it's a very odd, strange, probably custom watch from 1981, and I saw it on a what's it called? Not a police auction,
Our favorite website.
yeah, it's called liveauctioneers.com, where you can just bid on like art and jewelry and stuff, and sometimes they have government like seizures and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, let us know if you guys ever use liveauctioneers.com and the kind of stuff you like to buy. It's really cool. You can get some great deals on some beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I got this guy for a song, and I've always wanted to own a Rolex. It's been a life goal of mine, and I'm very happy that I've been able to get one. All right, so now I've got the water and the Masa harina put together here, and let's see. Somebody gave a few bucks to talk about Kingston being the capital of New York.
Yeah, he's back.
17.
We appreciate that. We got the facts now. He also wanted you to do a beard episode, which could be a nice idea.
Beard episode, like
Yeah,
beard
the basics.
maintenance.
Yeah, beard maintenance, beard grooming.
Well, you know, I mean, I wish somebody had I wish there was a beard episode around for when I was growing a beard, because mine was pretty gnarly for a while until I figured out. Really, the golden rules you got to follow, guys, are, you know, shampoo, condition, trim, brush, and oil every day. Like, take good care of it. It'll take good care of you. I used to have complaints from the ladies that it was a bit scratchy to kiss, and I haven't gotten that complaint in a while because I've been taking very good care of it. Sawyer hasn't complained about it at all. So Sawyer's a married man, just in case anybody was worried I was just outing somebody. And he has been, for anybody who's not versed in our relationship, Sawyer has been my closest and dearest friend since about 9th grade. We went to high school together, and this is looking pretty good. It's looking a little crumbly. The problem is, I'll get back to Sawyer in a second, but the problem is when you press these out, you don't want them to crack up. You want them to be able to retain their shape. And it looks like these are doing it, but it's very hard to add water at this stage, which is why I'm being a little hesitant. But I am gonna. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it rest for 10 minutes, because that's gonna allow the masa to better absorb the water, and it's probably gonna help make it a little bit more cohesive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this guy, make him into a little bit of a ball here. Are my hands too hot? Should I close down the ISO on this camera a little bit?
Hands are a little hot from what I'm seeing. I mean, they look great in OBS, but yeah, maybe a touch, but nothing too crazy.
Okay, all right, I'll do that in a second. So yeah, back to story time. Sawyer is my oldest and dearest friend from high school. We always sort of schemed and dreamed that one day we would be able to make content, entertainment, business together. We always just wanted to try and take over the world, and I can't tell you how exciting it's been to, you know, have brought onto the team one of my best and oldest friends. It's a really cool opportunity that not many people get to have, and I'm very grateful to have him here. So thanks, Jake, for everything you do. He does the legal work. He is my creative partner in a lot of new projects. We got some new stuff coming down the pipeline in the very near future that we're very excited to share with you. Can't talk about it just yet, but keep an eye out. Letting this guy rest for 10 minutes. There we go.
Speaking of new projects, we had a request for a show that we've been talking about, actually, so they're right on our level here. This guy, Sean McLellan, he says, new concept idea. There's so many shows like Chef's Table that follow 3 Michelin star restaurants and showcase the well-crafted dishes. I think it'd be cool if you did a new series where we went and deconstructed those dishes a little bit.
Yeah, we were actually thinking about doing a live show where I could go to higher end restaurants and do their tasting menu live, so you can see, exactly what that kind of meal is like. But also go to the holes in the walls, go to the places that have achieved mastery through the perfection of a single art form, like some place that's done a certain kind of pizza for 100 years, DeFara's out in Brooklyn or something, and examine that, break that down, order one of everything off the menu, so we can see what that restaurant's all about. I think that could be a lot of fun and definitely something that we'd be interested in pursuing. I'm just cleaning up the Masa harina dough here. So guys, I'm gonna take my mic offline for a second. Jake, can you mute me? I just want to pull it up, and I don't want it to make a lot of noise when I do it. So let me know when I'm muted. Sorry guys, I'll be. And we're back. Thank you very much, folks, for waiting there. Just had to adjust my mic. All right, cow tongue. I just saw somebody say cow tongue tacos, tacos de lengua. Amazing. If you ever have the opportunity to have a good cow tongue taco, take that opportunity. Seize your moment, as my man Ernesto de la Cruz would say. That is a reference to the Pixar movie Coco, from which I made tamales, which I hope somebody has tried out there, because homemade tamales are a really, really special thing. They're hugely labor intensive and time consuming, but they turn out delicious and they freeze beautifully. They're a wonderful thing to have around the house. Yes, I will definitely be doing more stuff with Bon Appetit and Brad, don't you worry. Okay, so we got that stuff marinating. We're letting that dough rest. In the meantime, we can par cook our potatoes. That's what we'll do next. So I've got, I'm gonna do like 2 russets here. Grab the vegetable peeler. Get a garbage bowl going so I don't have to keep walking off camera whenever I gotta throw something away. Fix my apron here, get all situated. There we go. So we're par cooking these potatoes the same way we would if we were going to be roasting them. One key to getting really super crispy potatoes is to parboil them with a little bit of vinegar. The vinegar helps them retain their structure, but it cooks the potato, just partially cooks it, par cooking, throughout. And then you can focus on hitting it with extremely high heat, higher than you'd normally use on a potato. Otherwise, the outside would cook and the inside would be raw. And by using that very high heat, you can get super crispy exteriors. So I highly recommend giving that a shot. It's something that I will definitely cover on the show at some point whenever I can do roasted potatoes for some reason. But we're just giving these guys a nice peel. I'm going slow because I'm trying to keep everything in the bowl here, and I'm worried it's going to go flying everywhere. And this is New York City. I can't have food scraps sitting around the house. No, sir. All right, so just peeling these guys up. 2's probably too much, but whatever. If you guys are following along at home, if you were making this for a crowd or for your family for dinner or something, this is how much you'd want to do. You probably want to do 2 potatoes, 2 or 3 sausages, call it a day. Why am I so bad at peeling things? The peel always jumps back up on me. But yeah, guys, I'm so excited to show you the episode with Maisie Williams in it because she was just so cool, so much fun. And she's such a badass on Game of Thrones that like it was so crazy to meet her in person. And I'm very excited to show you that episode because we have some fun. We make direwolf bread, which doesn't taste very good because I found a recipe that is supposedly by the food designer from the show. And if you look at my Instagram, you'll see the direwolf that I made recently, and it looks just like the one in the show. But the problem is that it's pretty dry and pretty flavorless, and it's really only good when you load it up with a whole bunch of accoutrement like clotted cream and jam and honey butter and all that stuff. I'm just cranking down the ISO a little bit here so the whites don't blow out so much. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. So now we're just cutting these guys up into bite-sized cubes. The kind of cubes that you'd want to see in a taco. So not very big, just something to, yeah, we're gonna go pretty small on these taters because we want something that will fit comfortably in our taco. And chop, 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 chop. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. Nice mouth-sized potatoes. There we go, mouth appropriate. That's the term that I used in a recent episode. I think one of these is going to be enough. I don't want to waste it, but like this is already like more than enough for what we're making tonight. But whatever. There we go. And I'm trying to work fast here. Not that it matters, but potatoes oxidize pretty quickly, and they turn red. They turn like a reddish brown pretty quickly. And I don't like that. It doesn't affect the flavor and it doesn't affect the texture, but it's kind of gnarly looking, and I'm not a fan. So trying to work with relative expediency here, just so that doesn't happen. This is way more than enough potatoes here, so I'm gonna throw this guy in the fridge, and I'll contend with him later because this is more than enough. One large russet potato, that should do it for tonight. And what I'm gonna do, if you'll excuse me, folks, is I'm going to grab a big old saucepan, this guy off the wall, and I'm going to dump these in there. Okay. And then just like anytime you're boiling potatoes, I'm going to cover these with cold water. So, pardon me. I'm just going off camera here to hit the sink. While I'm off camera, Jake, anything we should address?
Badir asked, can you make an episode about your hydroponic garden?
Oh,
Thanks for asking about that.
thank you for asking about that. I can't
If there
say.
are any experts out there, we'd love to chat about it, of course.
Yeah, it's not a hydroponic garden. It is a. It's called a smart soil garden, which I actually had to look up because I didn't know what it was called. It's if you've ever seen Aero Garden or Click and Grow, it's just a giant bookcase-sized version of that. Maybe later on I can turn one of the cameras and give you guys a look at it, but not right now because we are in the middle of doing some stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. Right now we got about 50 different plants going in there, and basil, tomatoes, strawberries, lettuces, dill, rosemary, all different kinds of stuff. So I just hit this with a little bit of white vinegar, and that, like I said before, is going to help the potatoes retain their structure and not break down and not get all, mushy on the outside. They're going to help keep them nice and square and crisp. I'm also going to salt this a little bit, both for seasoning and so the water boils more quickly. There we go. And Jake, why don't you take us over to camera 2? You ready? All right, here. All right, here we go. We're over at camera 2, folks. We got a lot of cast iron over here waiting because we're going to need it later on. Sorry, it's a little dark over here, but yeah, we can see everything just fine. The background just looks dark, but everything that matters up here is perfectly good. This is my stove, which doesn't have a pilot light, which is why I always got to light it with a torch like so. There we go. All right, and while that's coming up to a boil, let's head back over to camera 1. I got the tortilla dough here. Here we go. Back over. And this guy should be rested enough where we should be able to start cranking out tortillas. So what I'm going to do is get ready to do just that by moving a couple things around. There we go. And let me get my tortilla press going, which I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what I did with because it was so big and heavy. What did I do with it? Let's take some questions while I find the tortilla press. How about that?
That sounds good. I don't remember seeing it either, so I don't know where that thing is.
Well, you know what? All right, you know what? Never mind. Let's do the old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, but the hack, the food hack way of doing things, which is to use a big old heavy saucepan. Grab one of those. Sorry for the noise, folks. There we go. So instead of a tortilla press, we're just going to use this guy, and we're going to use this guy to press out a couple. They come out more evenly with this than they do with, where's my scissors now? Losing tracks. Here we go. They come out more evenly than they do with the tortilla press, because the tortilla press is a lever mechanism that, like, it's hinged and it's thinner on one side technically than the other. So these tend to come out a little more perfect, which is ironic considering I went out and bought a frickin' tortilla press. I think it's in the utility closet, but it doesn't matter. This is a zipper lock bag, so I'm just going to snip off the zip. There we go. Come on. One thing I'm not very good at, you will find, is arts and crafts. Even though I did make those McDonald's chicken nugget molds, which I was very, very proud of. Ooh, something's going on over there. All right, so now what we're doing is just basically cutting open this Ziploc bag like a book. Jake, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, I think I got you back. I'm not sure what's going on over there, but okay. Okay, cool. So, sorry folks, just some mic troubles, growing pains. We gotta get through this stuff together. So, I'm taking a golf ball sized piece of dough here. Maybe a little smaller than a golf ball. I'm putting it right in the center of my plastic wrap here. And I am taking a saucepan like this, pressing down with like most of my body weight. Oh, still needs more. This is why it's a harder method, because you really got to apply a lot of pressure. And even then, see this, okay, this is a pretty good thinness, kind of, but it's too small. So let's, and this stuff is like Play-Doh. It's so great. I'm just like reworking it. There's no gluten to worry about because this is just pure corn. So I'm going more like a legit golf ball now. Here we go. There we go. That's probably gonna do it right there. So we got like a legit golf ball sized piece here, and we're just gonna press it. And I'm actually jumping off the ground to utilize the full weight of my human body to try and spread this guy out as much as possible. I'm not gonna be able to make too many of these because where's my tortilla press? Come on. Oh wait, I bet I know where it is. All right, hang on a sec. One sec, folks. Let's entertain some questions while I look in the utility closet.
Cool. First and foremost, John Riddle, thanks so much for the $25. Boof.
Thank you, John.
That's
Jeez.
incredible.
Thank you.
He said he loves your show and you really helped him out, and he really appreciates the work you're doing. Hope you're doing some cooking, John. Really appreciate you watching, and thanks so much for the cash, dude. Really appreciate it.
John, thank you so much for your support. I'm really happy that it's got you cooking, and I hope you're cooking along with us tonight. But if not tonight, I hope you keep on cooking, because that's really sweet to hear. And thank you so much for the gift. That's very, very kind. All right, I can't find the tortilla press. We're just soldering.
Paige CL wants to know what your favorite garbage plate is.
I mean, I grew up on Piats, so that's. But
As
they're
did
closed
I.
now?
No
They're
way.
gone?
Piats is gone?
Yeah, I thought P-Hots was gone.
Oh, I don't
It
know
was
about that.
H-Hots.
Yeah, I don't know. P-Hots is my answer, though.
Yeah,
A
mine
classic.
too.
A classic from
Yeah,
P-Hots.
it's a respected establishment. This is more what I'm looking for, folks. We got about, say, 5-6 inch tortilla here, and this is good for munching. You can already tell this is a good taco size. It's a little thick, but that's as thin as I can get it with this frickin' pan. So now that we've got one rolled out, I'm gonna start preheating. You don't have to switch cameras just yet. I'm just preheating my my skillet, folks, because we want to get that nice and hot, like smoking hot. And it's probably going to smoke too because this cast iron, you know, I try to experiment with my cast iron a little bit, and this one in particular, I'm not washing with soap. I am just, you know, doing the classic thing of like just rinsing and scrubbing it, but not using soap. And that is supposed to help, supposedly supposed to help the seasoning. Time will tell on that, but there we go. That's pressed out to a nice thinness. I like that. Okay, so then all we got to do to make these tortillas is hit them on a really, really hot skillet until we get some nice sort of char marks, little black marks all over it. And then it will hold together. Like right now, it's very, very fragile. You have to be very careful when picking it up and handling it because this will fall apart if you hold it incorrectly. But once we cook it, it'll be a cohesive, perfect little tortilla. Let's see, what do we got going here, folks? 25 bucks, thanks, man. Robert Mayer says, hey, Babish, it's really late for me. Is it late for you? It's like 2 in the morning. It's not that late, it's 9 p.m. where we are right now here in New York City. And this Booker's is treating me right. I wish I were drinking a margarita with the tacos, like that makes sense. But I just realized I don't have any tequila, so oh well. Oh, let me give you guys a little Prismo's artisanal pickles update. Remember that these guys were going to age for 3 to 5 days. Not age, but ferment. These are lacto fermented pickles. Pardon me. There's no vinegar giving them any of that, you know, sour flavor. It's just happening from the natural fermentation. And with this method, you have to, it didn't make any noise that time, but you have to burp. You have to burp this every day, otherwise it could crack the glass, could explode, because there are gases building up in here. So these are the second batch of Prismo's pickles. The first batch, which Sawyer got to try, surely he can back me up, came out really, really good. I'm very, very happy with those.
Very good, very dimensioned, somewhat Christmassy garlic pickle. Very good.
Yeah, the Christmassy is coming from allspice and cloves. Like those are things that you might put in, you know, like eggnog. So you're very right to say Christmassy, and yeah, it has depth to it. It has layers of flavor, and it's quite unlike any pickle that I've bought in a store. So the mic fell down again. This tape sucks, man. Got to get that gaff tape back. Okay, as long as it doesn't sound weird, it's just like down in the tape, you know what I mean? All right, so skillet's getting hot over here. We're gonna be transitioning back and forth as I make tortillas and put them on the grill. I just want to give you a heads up, bro. You ready for this? All right, I'm gonna get another one of these guys on deck. Let's see, Travis, $10. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you get to check out a live stream. I love this channel. Hope you get to keep going forever. Thank you so much, Travis. 7751. We're still holding strong at 8,200 viewers. That's great. And we haven't had any hiccups in the stream. I don't want to jinx us, but we were worried that we might have some connectivity issues, but it looks like we're in good shape.
Yeah, I haven't seen that many crosswords.
Good. Can't say I'm a fan of crosswords in my chat, which is what they're very insistent that you call it on Twitch. Gotta call it chat, not the chat, but chat.
Brad is not here right now, but Brad comes and hangs out, you know? Let's see. Wouldn't it be easier to roll out the dough and cut out circles? That might be true. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that this is how it is traditionally done. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why not to do that. I won't say don't do that. In fact, go for it. But this is just the more traditional method to start with a ball of dough and squish it out. That's why they sell tortilla presses, which of mine I cannot find. I know I put it in some stupid place because I was like, I'm never going to use this again. And well, look at me now, peering around like some kind of so-and-so. Okay, I think we're ready to move over to the stove because my skillet is just starting to smoke. So grabbing this guy and we're heading over westward. And I'm dropping this guy. Ooh, yeah, nice little sizzle when I put that down. That's just what I wanted to hear. And these are just starting to bubble. And I want to let them go for like 5 minutes. They're very, very small. We're not trying to overcook them. We're just trying to par cook them. We're just trying to get them going. Oh yeah, that's nice and hot. Okay, that is happening. Now I just need a little spatula to give her a flip when the time is right. And kind of like pancakes, you can always trust that the first tortilla is going to look kind of weird. So don't stress too much if you don't like the way the first one looks. But I think this is working just fine. Oh, not enough, not enough. Still naked on that side. I don't think the heat's high enough. This thing has to be ripping hot. And let me get a colander ready for the potatoes when that time comes. There we go. And once you've cooked the potatoes, they're not going to oxidize anymore. I don't know why they oxidize when they're raw, but they do not oxidize once they're cooked, so that's why we're going to parboil them. We're going to spread them out on a baking sheet and let them cool, let all the moisture evaporate off of them, and then we're going to cook them with our chorizo. I can already feel that this is like binding together, like it's becoming one cohesive mass. Oh, still okay. This skillet's not hot enough. That's the problem. It's okay. The first, like I said, the first tortilla is kind of like a dummy tortilla. You can just you can mess with it. You can see if your skillet's hot enough. I'm seeing smoke now, so that should be hot enough. I want to see some char marks though. While that's going, I'm going back over here and I'm going to get another tortilla, all press it out. There we go. I'm seeing Aaron Donahue, $2. Thank you, Aaron. Love the show. Thank you for ever think of doing food from Tolkien. Absolutely. The problem that I have is that it's fantasy food, and I tend to not do foods like lembas bread. I get a lot of people asking me for that, and I'd love to do lembas bread, but it's supposed to fill a grown man with like 2 bites or something crazy like that, and there's no way I can accurately recreate that. So I that gives me pause. But if I can ever figure out a way to emulate that in real life, I will take that opportunity. I just recently figured out a way to do it with the death sandwich from Adventure Time. I'm not going to tell you how, but I have a very fun, exciting way that we're going to be trying to recreate the death taco, or death sandwich rather, not taco. I got tacos on the mind, folks. All right, so these are cooking. This is perfectly edible, this guy, but it's just it's just got no. All right, so this is boiling. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that by feel because I don't have the ability to set a timer right now.
Would anybody watching like to set a timer for us and just tell us when the time is up? Want to try that? I mean, there's about a 3 to 4 minute delay, so we'll have to take that into account.
I don't have a 4-minute delay. It's like a 30-second delay, right? Well, shoot. Well, I'm sorry for the delay, folks. I know that we can try and fix the latency in the future. I'm not entirely sure what happened this time. Boy, this is smoking like the devil, but not giving me any browning.
I've been doing some live switching, just so you know.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop being like, okay, ready? Just do what feels right, baby.
Yeah, it's hard for me to enjoy the comments, but
Sorry.
I know my job.
Okay, this guy's not browning up for me, so I'm gonna take him off. He's starting to firm up a bit too much, but you can see now this is a cohesive tortilla. It's not. Ow. Woo. I guess when you put things on a really hot skillet, they get hot, huh? What do you know? Okay, going back over here. Got this skillet nice and smoking hot. Hopefully this time we'll get a little bit of charring. That's really what we're after here. And you know that one cooked for too long, so it's become pretty brittle. Like it was on there forever, so now it's become, you know, a little brittle. I'm gonna a little brittle. Wasn't that like a? That was the name of the rapper from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a perfectly edible tortilla, but you gotta experiment, you gotta test. All right, that one's going away. Let's make another one. Golf ball size piece of dough. And I'm very curious about that. I wonder why this is the quote-unquote correct way to make tortillas. Why can't you roll them out and then cut them? I guess cutting them would be a pain. Rolling it out might be a pain too. Like, this gives you such even, such an even distribution of dough without breaking it. It's so hard not to break the dough. This tends not to. See, it's just like one cohesive whoop. Get that a little more. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Right there. Beautiful. All right, let's see if this guy got a little bit of charring. With all this smoke, it frickin' better have. A little tiny bit, but we're still not there. Jeez. This thing needs to be hotter, I guess. I don't know if it can get much hotter. It's smoking like the devil. The devil smokes, kids. Remember that. Smoking's bad for you. That's why I jewel. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna hit myself a little bit more Booker's here because we're. Let me know if you need a refill, Jake.
Yeah, I might as well.
Well, I'm almost out of this, so it looks like you're gonna be. It's your lucky day because the next bottle is Angel's Envy Cask Strength, which is a very fine bottle of whiskey. Okay, I think this guy's gonna have some charring now. Here we go. Okay, a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit happier about that just because we got, you know, a little bit of color going there. I don't know if you can see it, but we got some nice little brown specks. But you want some like big ones. You want some like big dark marks. Let's see how these potatoes are doing. They're still feeling really firm. The best way, you know, oh, they're not ready. I can feel they're not ready. I can feel how firm they are through the spoon. It's a very rare gift that I have. I can feel how hard things are through spoons. I've never told anybody this until today. Anyway, so this is so a lot of people. I guess something we can go through right now is a lot of people were asking what do my tattoos mean. One of my more recent ones is right here, which is a tattoo of cilantro. And anybody who knows the show knows that I hate cilantro. So I thought, you know, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And I have it growing right out of my armpit. So that was intensely painful to get tattooed in my armpit. But I had to complete the joke. Okay, how are we doing over here? All right, now we're getting a little bit more color. That's looking good. That's hot. I'm gonna put the finished ones. Finished ones normally you want to wrap in tin foil or something like that, but I don't have any tin foil, so we're just gonna have to live rustic over here. I'm sorry, I'm like between the two cameras. I'll pick a camera, I promise.
I nailed that flip, that land
Dude,
right there. So don't worry
see,
about it.
this is why you're part of Team Babish. Sawyer's the first step in establishing the Babish comic universe. So I'm just taste tested that to see how done it is. It's still like a little crunchy, so these probably need another 2 or 3 minutes, I'm guessing. I'm gonna get another ball of dough ready here. because you got to sort of get an assembly line going when you're making tortillas. You want to always be ready with the next one. You don't want to be sitting there and being like, oh, I have this really hot skillet and no dough ball. You'd feel like a real dunce if you did that. I promise you. You feel like a real Dunstan checks in. Okay, pressing down with all my might. Ooh, the next thing that we get to do, which I'm very excited about, is char some poblanos right over the open flame, which is it's a passionate hobby of mine. Let's take a look at this guy. Okay, we're getting places now. I think now I got this skillet up to spec, and I think we're finally going places. I think we finally got noticed on open mic night. What? So I'm drinking Booker's right now for anybody who's curious. I love the discussion here. We had a good time talking with people and interacting with people on Twitch, but on YouTube, you guys are talking about food. I love it. You're saying hi from the Philippines. What's up? Spoon thing gave you a good laugh. Thanks, LV. Thanks for the $5. Let me check my mic here. Mic is falling down pretty far. As long as people can still hear me, I'm happy. Okay, let's check. Oh. See, I'm very, very, very bad at focusing on more than one thing at a time. There we go. That's the kind of color I'm looking for. I'm looking for some nice charring. And in these, I'm looking for them to be kind of toothsome, but cooked. A little less cooked than you would like serve. Like, still have a little bit of al dente. I guess you'd call them al dente potatoes. That's what I'm after. I want these to just barely be kind of like, oh, a little bit more. Okay. Now that we got this guy up to temp, we're gonna make some better looking tortillas here. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see what this one ends up like. Sarate. Got to say the nano, my brother. Anybody know what I'm talking about right now?
Yeah, I was just going to say, did you see any salatés in the comments? I haven't seen any yet.
No, I was just saying it.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying sarate.
Sign your pity on the runny kind.
May I deign on the cherries, Mama D? Yes, you may. I shouldn't say the name until somebody points them out. Much love from Rochester, Star 52.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
A lot of Rochester love. Thanks so much. Big shout out to Matthew Garland, giving us $30, watching the show with his family and friends. Thank you so much. His favorite episode was the Frasier special.
Oh, dude, you're a true fan, and thank you so much for the $30, man. That is unbelievably generous. I wish I could repay you in laughter or joy of some kind. And thank you for watching it with your friends and your family. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really happy you're here. I hope that we're giving you a relatively entertaining cooking experience. I can't think of many live streaming cooking shows on YouTube, so we're trying to break the mold that doesn't even exist yet. So yeah, after these guys are getting nice and flexible, once what I should do is I'll cover them. I guess I'll cover them with a little bit of paper towel because we actually want the heat and the steam from them to kind of soften them up a little bit. And ideally, we want to keep these. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, see that? That's exactly what I'm looking for right there. See, once you get to that optimal temperature, you know it. You feel it in your bones. And I'm giving my buddy Sawyer in the other room a run for his money, keeping up with these cameras. Wow, we still got 8,000 people here. Thank you guys so much for coming through. This is a lot of fun. I love live streaming. I love doing it with you guys. This has stopped smoking. That's kind of like concerning. It's like so hot that it stopped smoking. That's interesting. That's an interesting phenomenon. Okay, we got more tortillas coming. You get into a rhythm, you start feeling like, okay, now this part happens. We got good color on both sides of this guy. I'm gonna stack them up and then throw this guy down. I bet these potatoes are good by now. I didn't time this, we're just doing it by feel. It's definitely been longer than 5 minutes, but maybe more like 10, but it's more about getting them to the right consistency than following some dumb recipe that some guy on the internet that calls himself Babish might have written, because what does that guy know? Oh, okay, yep. That's exactly where I want them to be. The edges are still nice and sharp. They're not getting soft on the outside. They're perfect. So I'm gonna get a baking sheet ready. Just need a small one in this case. And I'm gonna grab this guy, and I'm going to strain this guy over in my sink. We need a sink cam, I think. I'm kidding, that'd be boring. Sorry for all the crashing noises. Okay. And we're just spreading this guy out. I should switch hands here because it's going to get hot. We're just spreading this guy out on an aluminum baking sheet. And you can see, all the steam is going to come off of these. A lot of moisture is going to come off of these, and they're going to get nice and dry. It's exactly what we want because we're going to fry them up later. Those are going back there to steam off. And this guy is finally doing exactly what I want him to. That's perfect. Oh, let me get another dough ball going here because things are starting to move. Once you get that skillet up to temp, things start to happen much more quickly, and you gotta roll with the punches. So I'm getting another one ready. Put that guy there, and let's flatten them out. Ooh, okay, glasses are falling off. Flatten, flatten, flatten. Basics with bald. Damn right. I'm proud to be bald. Builds character. Oop. A little uneven. I squished down one side a little bit too much. There we go. Oh. Come on now. There we go. All right. Now let's get this guy off because they're coming out hot now. And I'm gonna do like 2 more, and then we can move on to other stuff. Whop. And I've got this paper towel here just to sort of like concentrate. Ideally, you want to use aluminum foil or something, but I don't have any, so I'm just putting that there to concentrate the heat, keep them soft. And then ideally, you also want to put these in an oven, a low or off oven to keep them warm. But I don't have aluminum foil, so I am unable to do that. So we're going to unfortunately be eating with some cold tortillas tonight. I apologize, Jake. We'll do what we can to try and keep these appetizing and palatable. But sometimes you forget to order aluminum foil off Amazon Prime now. And that's what I did. There we go. And the aluminum foil from the, I don't want to say who, but the big grocery chain of natural foods really sucks. It's really thin, breaks easy. I like the thick stuff. Stuff they've been making the same since 1955 or whatever. There we go. That's a good tortilla right there. All right, things are happening more quickly over here. Hell yeah, look at that. That is a good looking tortilla. These are starting to come out just right. And these ones that we're keeping under the paper towel here, they're softening up nicely, even though they were like, super rigid when I took them off the skillet. They're nice and soft. They are ready to hold taco fillings. They're ready to receive. Okay. This is starting to get a little bit of burnt crap on it. I want to get that off of there so it doesn't stick to the tortillas. we looking here? A little bit longer on that one. I'll make, how many do I have here? I got what, 4? I got 4, 5, 6. If I make 6, then that'll be 3 tacos each for me and Jake. That's perfect. So this one, and then we're done, and we can start burning peppers, which is one of my favorite things to do. Especially over this new stove, man. Like, that was the biggest upgrade, and that is why I chose this apartment to make the show from, because of this stove. Okay, here we go. This guy's coming off, going under, and this guy is going on. Bow. Last one. And we can start burning some peppers. I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'll put the excess masa over here, and it's time to cut up some peppers. And these guys can be deceivingly spicy. So we're going to exercise precaution. We don't want to end up like the guy on that one episode, that very sweet, very charming episode of High Maintenance, where he cuts up peppers and then goes to the bathroom, and she has to dip his balls in milk. And we don't want to end up like that guy. Not on a second or even third date. Save that for the 4th or 5th. And use gloves when you are chopping up peppers. Do it. Be safe. Be careful out there. And I got to keep an eye on this tortilla over here. I don't want it to burn. It's my last one. It's my ace in the hole. And it mustn't burn. Not on my watch. I'm just going to rinse my knife off real quick because it's got a little bit of potato gunk on it. There we go. It's not necessary, but you know, I like to have a nice, clean looking knife. Especially this beauty. It's got that like Damascus kind of steel thing going on. Look at that. Oh, so cool. Okay, any fun stuff going on in the comments there?
Well, I've been whipping the camera back and forth, but I got a couple here we can go to. Let's see.
Yeah, don't worry about the camera for now. I'll just flip things quick. Ooh.
Allison Walnut said that you make her laugh even on her bad days. Really appreciate
Allison.
that. Thanks, Allison.
That's really nice. Thank you, Allison. And you share the last name of one of my favorite characters on television, Paulie Walnuts.
Great character.
That's his nickname though. His real name is Paulie Gautieri, correct?
I believe so. Yes.
Yes.
I think I can remember Tony saying that in a really angry way.
When he comes in and he's got like the Napoleon picture of him. Painting of Tony dressed up as Napoleon. It's probably my favorite moment in the series.
Absolutely. I vouch for that painting, man. It's cool.
It's real cool, yeah. I love it. There we go. Tony thinks that it's like a joke on him, but Paulie's just really all about it. Any Sopranos fans out there? I bet they're lighting up the comments right now. Okay. What we have here, folks, are a selection of 4 poblano peppers that I have cut the tops off, pulled the seeds out of, and cut in half. So we have these nice surface area rich, we want a nice flat. You'll notice that the peppers were like this. Let me find 2 that actually were together. I should have shown you this, sorry. Peppers were like this. They were, you know, kind of thin from one angle, wide from the other. So we're cutting them this way so we get maximum outside surface area, because we're putting these directly against the flame. We want them to get jet black, just totally charred on this side. And then we're going to peel all that off. And underneath is a flavorful, delicious roast poblano pepper. So, Jake, if you will follow me in a moment, we got our last tortilla off here. Looking good. I'm going to put it under here. You know what I can do to kind of keep these warm is I'll repurpose this guy. There we go. That's going to keep our tortillas warm for as long as possible. Not long enough, but that's fine. Okay, so now we're going over to the stove. And we are lighting up 2 burners, nice and high heat. And I'm gonna get some metal tongs because I don't want to melt anything and I don't want to burn my hands. So I'm grabbing some metal tongs and we're just putting these guys down where they have good exposure to the flame, like so. It's a little bit of a balancing act. Your apartment's gonna smoke up. You are going to set off your fire alarms, but it is worth it for the flavors that you will experience from these. Oh, and if it falls in, no biggie, because we're trying to char these guys. We're trying to really, really get them dark. So do not worry if there are little accidents like that. It won't hurt them. Oh, that's a good angle right there. Have the tip pointing out. That's the way to do it. There we go. Not pointing in, pointing out, and then it doesn't fall. See? Simple math. And, oh, that one fell. It's okay. See? No problemo. All right, we're gonna let those go for a minute. I'll hang out over here on this camera, and I'll try to get some of the ASMR of this because this is a lovely noise. Is anybody talking about the audio? Is my voice okay?
So far, so good, it seems.
Okay. Yeah. I can feel that the mic has slipped, and I just don't want anybody to. I don't want you guys to not be able to hear me very well or anything like that. All right. So, oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of charring peppers. It's one of my favorite things. And these are going to char. These are very, very powerful burners. Like I was saying, I love the stove, and these are like jet engines. And you can see they're going to char super quickly. So that's one that I'm going to give it a little flip so it gets a little bit better exposure. This guy, look at this guy's almost done. Look at that. Wow.
I've been seeing some Halloween questions. Excuse me.
Halloween questions.
Kathleen Burns gave us $10. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Asking about a Hocus Pocus themed episode.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
I don't know the food from that.
I don't know it either, but I remember there was food. Kathleen, can you remind us what the food is that you'd like to see from Hocus Pocus? And we will happily oblige you. Ah, jeez. These are all falling in. It's okay. No biggie. That one fell face down, though. I don't like that. I only want this hitting the skin. That's the only place. Ah, jeez. These are small poblanos. If you get bigger poblanos, they're less of a hassle. Now these you ideally, again, want to wrap in saran wrap, or not saran wrap, aluminum foil. But unfortunately, that's, like I was saying, something I do not have handy. So I'm looking for some surrogates. This will do. I'm just going to put them under a bowl because what we want them to essentially do is steam in their own heat and cook the rest of the pepper the rest of the way through. Because the outside is nice and soft now, but the inside is still pretty crisp. We don't want that, do we? Ah! I was making this out to be so easy, and I've dropped them like 10 times. The grates on this, it's going to be easier on your stove at home because the grates aren't as big as this. These grates are very hard to contend with. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a good smell. I'm very happy that I don't really have any fire alarms at this apartment, which is a big problem. And should be remedied, but well, what are you gonna do? That's life, man. Okay, so I'm thinking these are good. Yeah, see, that's the char that I'm looking for. Just black as night, just charred, just completely burnt. And trust me, that's what you want. So we're pulling these over here, taking them off the heat, and I'm just gonna stack them up like that. So all their heat is concentrating. Thusly. Are you switching back and forth, you madman? Wow. This is some pro level shit, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and now that we got them all over here, bow. We're just gonna let those steam up. And I'm gonna kill these burners, because we don't need them right now. Okay, so we got these going. Our chicken and steak are nearly done marinating. Our potatoes are cooked. We're almost ready to start making tacos here, folks. We're almost ready. Oh, we got to make pickled radishes. That's the last accoutrement step. I made, before the show started, I made some I just chopped up a white onion and mixed it with some, you can use cilantro if you want to be legit, but you know, I hate cilantro, so I mixed it with some parsley and some lime juice, and that's going to make a lovely topping for any of these tacos. It would be most welcome on any of these tacos. These are just radishes that I rinsed before we got started, and we're just going to slice these up into little rounds. I'm going to get a bowl into which I can deposit them. And yeah, we're just gonna slice these up nice and relatively thin. You know, we don't want them too thick because we don't want like a super crunch. That's pretty much what we're looking for right there. That's pretty thin, but you know, you can go up to like that. That's the most that I would go. And these are going to be for the chicken and rajas con crema tacos. These are going to add a nice acidic, once we pickle them, we're going to quick pickle them. They're going to add a nice acidic little bite. And let's see if I can, oop, cut that one too thick. Oops. Time to do it the old fashioned way. There we go. Give me some control over this very, very sharp knife. And I'm just going to do about 4 of these. And it's so easy to quick pickle vegetables. All you have to do is slice them up the way you want to eat them, which in this case is nice thin slices, and pour some boiling vinegar over them. In this case, I'm going to use apple cider vinegar because it works particularly well with radishes. And I love snacking on pickled radishes. It's one of my favorite snacks. And you know, you can add some pickling spices to this. I add some mustard seed. I add some cumin seed sometimes if I know that I can be careful and pick around it, because I don't want to bite down on one of those. It's not super fun. But I got these nice thin, paper thin radish slices here. They're all going in a bowl. I'll do one more. Why not? We're living life. It's 2018.
We
What's
love
going on
radishes
over there?
here. Well, this is a radish home. I know that much. Get some hello from Lake George, New York. All right, what's up?
Hey,
Sturgis.
Lake George. I know a man named George that lives at Lake George.
How about it?
Okay, there we go. We got
Oh, I got
4
a
or
good
5
one.
radish. Oh, hit me.
Garrett C., thanks for the cash, my man. He's asking if we could do a food from NCIS New Orleans.
What? I mean,
They-
who watches NCIS?
There
I'm
must
okay.
be a big food episode we could find. I don't know. You know, there's great food from that neck of the woods.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of Sawyer and my favorite places in the world is New Orleans. Oh, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. Wow, this knife is so sharp. I managed to slice that slice in half. That's crazy. Yeah, Sawyer and I spent a great deal of time in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. We were back in college at the time, and that's one of our earliest content creation efforts. We went there to gut houses, which people needed doing. There we go. I'm going to get the rest of that out there. This is just apple cider vinegar, folks. People needed to have their houses gutted, meaning get all the detritus out of there, rip out the drywall, just get it down to a skeleton of a house so it can be rebuilt. So we went down there to do that. And we also simultaneously, in the evenings after we were done, we tried to go and make a documentary, and it didn't come out very well because, you know, I was a freshman film student. I didn't know what I was doing yet, and well, we were all just kids, so you know.
Yeah, but the house gutting went well. That was really cool.
Oh, the house gutting was great.
We had a lot
met
of
a
fun
lot of
doing
great
that,
people.
yeah.
We had a lot of fun doing that, and you can see the trailer for that documentary still on my channel. It's the earliest video that I ever uploaded. So if you go to my channel and sort all videos by oldest, you will see the trailer for our documentary. It's called Waterproof. So what I'm doing over here is I'm just bringing some apple cider vinegar to a boil. I'm going back over here and I'm going to add some mustard seed to these radishes, just because mustard seeds and pickling, they just go together really, really well. And while we're waiting for that to come up to a boil, I'm going to contend with these peppers because they have been steaming for 5, 6, 7 minutes now, and they are going to be ready to go. We're just getting all of our accoutrement ready, so once we hit the stove, once we hit, you know, all those hot pans, everything's in its place. That's the whole point of mise en place, a place for everything, or everything in its place. I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of those. And I'm gonna get my garbage bowl right here, get it away from my knife, and these got nice and soft, and I'm just going to do that. I'm just gonna rub all that charred stuff off, even though I love this charred stuff, and even though it is bad for you because it's what's the word I'm looking for? Carbonized? It's yeah, carbonized. That's the word.
It's a carcinogen.
Well,
it's
yeah,
burned?
and that. Yes, but when you burn something to completion, I believe the term is carbonized, and it is a carcinogen, I believe. Yes, I don't freaking know. Point is, it's supposed to be not good for you to eat burnt things, but something that, you know, is being discovered right now amongst chefs, particularly by Francis Mallman, if you watched him on Chef's Table, is that burnt food tastes good. Burnt tomatoes taste amazing. Burnt peppers taste awesome, but, you know, might as well take care of ourselves. These will still taste great even without the black stuff on them. And the black stuff, it's an acquired taste. Not everybody's going to like it if you leave the burnt stuff on there. So you gotta, you know, keep your audience in mind. You gotta be like, who am I serving this to? Are they going to want to eat like burnt stuff? No. Are you alone and drunk in your apartment? Then leave it on there. I don't care. But, you know, again, it's bad for you, so don't leave it on there. That's my final word on that. We're just rubbing all that off. This is like, this was one of the recipes that when I found it, it sort of reignited my interest and passion for Mexican food. I, like most Americans, was dining on what we know as Mexican food, which is burritos and tacos and you know, just yellow cheese and ground beef and if we're really feeling fancy, Chipotle. And there's so much more to Mexican food than what we know of it. And this is evidence of that. It's this tangy, funky, complex, spicy, beautiful dish. Rajas con crema is such a treat. It's so unique in its flavor. And I'd love for you guys to try it because it's one of the dishes that'll make you think like, oh, wow, what's next? Like, what else can I learn about this culture and its cuisine? So get on it. I can hear that the apple cider vinegar is starting to simmer. So just in time, I'm just going to take these guys and just go slice and cut them into strips, taco appropriate strips. Thusly, oop, got a little squish out there. Got to make sure that these are relatively uniform. And there we go. There are our roasted poblano peppers cut in strips that we're going to make into rajas con crema. And I'm going to take this guy off the heat. And all I'm going to do, I got my radishes. Here, move this around a little bit. Shuffle. I got my radishes right here with some mustard seeds. That's it, folks. That's all there is to it. Pour that over and let those sit for like 15, 20 minutes, and boom, you got pickled radishes, maybe the best snack in the entire world. So I'm putting that over to the side. And then I'm just gonna keep these in here until we need them. And then all I need to do is slice up an onion, and I believe we are ready to move to the cooking phase of the operation, which is both exciting and a little scary because we're going to be making 3 different things at one time on one stove. 4 different things. Got to grill the chicken, got to grill the steak, got to cook the chorizo and potato combination, got to make the rajas con crema in another pan. Speaking of which, I need to find that pan. There it is. It's in the dishwasher, just as I suspected. And see that? We got 4 pans going here. I guess I should probably angle this camera down a little bit. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna hop off camera for a second, folks. I'm gonna angle the camera down so you can see all the burners a little bit better. There we go. And hopefully this will give you a little bit better perspective on what's going on. I'll try to keep everything on the front 3 burners, but you know, I'll put something else up here. So that's still wicked hot. This is good. Little known fact, cast iron gets really, really hot, so you gotta be careful. I need a, there we go. All right. So it's kind of a mix and match game here to see who can fit where. There we go. That's the combo. That's the winning combo. That way everybody's right in the center of their respective burner. Yeah, so now all we're doing is slicing up an onion. That's it. And I believe we are good to go. So, onion, top off, cut in half. For you newcomers out there, I've shared this trick a lot on live streams in the past, and this is the first one on YouTube, so I'm excited to share it with you. Once you've cut an onion in half and cut the tip off, not the root side, this is the root side, we cut the tip off, the little sort of nubbin that forms on the other end. Cut that off, and then you can peel off the top layer of the onion, like so. And you got yourself a little handle here that you can manipulate the onion by without, if you're just learning how to cut up onions, this is a great way to hold on to the onion without getting your fingers in harm's way. If you're still learning how to do the claw shape, just do this, and then you have control over the onion. Oh wait, oops, we're cutting this guy into strips, so this actually doesn't apply in this scenario, but it's okay. So it's fine. Anyway, that's still that is a very useful tip if you are just starting out and learning how to cut onions. Here, I'll show you what I meant right now. So we're grabbing onto the outermost layer, pulling it back. You can get, see, I'm not just getting the skin, I'm also getting, let me change the focus up here. I'm not just getting, oh, a little bit of too much light there. Oh shoot, that's blowing out. Sorry folks, I'll just try to do it from a distance. I'm not just peeling back the skin, I'm also peeling back the top layer of the onion. It's usually pretty green and tougher than the rest of the onions, so it's okay to lose it. In fact, it's preferable. And then once I've peeled that back, I have a handle by which I can control the onion if I'm just learning my knife skills. And I can manipulate it that way. And for this, we want, we have these strips of poblano pepper right here, so we want comparably sized strips of onion. So that's why we're cutting these into little half moons rather than dicing it. Because that way, you just have a uniformity in your cook. So I'm just breaking these up a little bit, just to make sure that they all cook, don't stick together so much. And you'll see that I accidentally diced a couple of those because I was trying to show you guys something. Doesn't matter, it's okay. These are onions. They're going to end up in the dish. They're going to end up in the same way. It's fine. The size thing is really just for like a visual flair. It's not going to ruin the recipe. These are the things that as you learn to cook, you'll start to recognize, like the things that are important versus the things that you can just kind of go, screw it. There we go. We got ourselves some nice onions. Let me consult the recipe briefly to make sure that we are good to go, but I think we are ready to move. All right. Yeah, let's do it. So let's head over to the stove. Over here, I've got a nice big flat surface. This is probably going to be ideal for grilling the steak because it's so big and long and it needs space to sort of hang out and do stuff. This is probably going to be good for the chorizo and potatoes because there's less browning that needs to happen. We do need to brown the chorizo, we do need to brown the potatoes, but they can be stacked up a little bit. It's not going to make as much of a difference. This is going to be ideal for the chicken because the chicken's going to be able to fit all face down in here, and we're going to be able to get a good crust on the whole thing. And then this is going to be good for the rajas con crema because it's non-stick and it's fine. Okay, so now, should we address any questions before I get, because I'm going to be like non-conversational for like 15 minutes. I'll be talking about what I'm doing, but I'm not going to be able to answer any questions for like 15, 20 minutes. So what do we want to talk about, gang?
Let's see here. Got a bunch of nice super chats over the last couple of minutes, just to thank you to all those people.
Yes, everybody who super chatted, who donated, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the stream. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're cooking along. We're still holding strong at 8,300 people. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're here because the main event's about to start when I'm going to be burning up all different kinds of meat over there all at once. And it's going to be a test of my multitasking abilities, which are not strong. So thank you so much. What do we got questions-wise?
Well, I've seen a bunch of questions. What the knife was, what your favorite movie is, what your favorite recipe was, things of that nature. You might want to roll through a couple of those.
I'll roll through it right now. What we have right here is a Shun 8-inch chef's knife, Western chef's knife. It's got the sort of, it's not Damascus, obviously. I guess Damascus is not replicable. I can't remember the weird story behind Damascus, but it's got that Damascus kind of ribbing on it, and it's very pretty. I just got it. It's wicked sharp. I love this knife. It is expensive, but I've always wanted a Shun, and it was high time I got one. I usually use Wusthof, which is another great brand. My favorite movie has got to be 12 Angry Men, the original one with Henry Fonda, and it's the only movie that not only has like made me tear up, but also make me like jump out of my seat in excitement, even though it's like a dozen old guys in a room. Like that's the whole movie. It's just almost in real time, a dozen stuffy old dudes in a room in the 50s. But like when Henry Fonda pulls out that switchblade and stabs it into the table, it's like the most badass moment I've ever seen. I love that movie. And then my favorite recipe, I love boeuf bourguignon. I love Julia's boeuf bourguignon. I love pressure cooker boeuf bourguignon. I love most recipes of boeuf bourguignon. I will say that the recipe that I've probably made the most in my life has been pasta alla norcina, which is a recreation of a pasta that uses Norcinian sausage, which is a small town in Italy, as I understand. They make a very specific kind of sausage that is laden with fresh nutmeg and some sort of unusual non-traditional spices, and you mix that with some rosemary and some lemon juice and a whole bunch of pecorino romano cheese, and you're left with this incredibly flavorful, very unique tasting pasta dish, and it's been one of my favorites for many years now. I made it on my first date with a girl I knew I was in love with. I've made it for friends and family. I've never made it for Sawyer. I got to make it for Sawyer to show him that I really love him, and then we'll take our friendship to the next level. But that is my favorite recipe. What else we got?
Along those lines, somebody wants you to make a meal plan show, Natural Phenomenon. Thanks a lot for the super chat, Cash, by the way, where you do quality foods that can be prepped for the week ahead. I've been, looking to do that myself, so thanks for the tip.
Sawyer's been an advocate of that for a while, and I do think that it's something that we're going to be exploring in the near future. Thank you for the donation, and that is a very solid idea. It's something that I could use more help with. Like I have a hard time,
It feels like we'd eat better if we just had a bunch of meals that you made ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, we'd probably eat better if I just made us meals.
You just made them, froze them, we ate them. That's all I'm asking for.
Okay. We'll figure that out. But yeah, no, meal prep show is definitely something I'm interested in checking out. And it would be cool because we could like shoot it on a Friday and then have meals for the week and also have a show that we could put out on a Sunday for everybody who's cooking at home. I need a drink. Okay, moving over to the Angel's Envy. This is probably my favorite American bourbon right here. This is Angel's Envy cask strength.
I'm coming in for this one. So
Come on in.
Stay there.
This is okay. This is abhorrently expensive. It's I think this guy is like $200 a bottle, so that's crazy. But it is really fabulous. If you want a more reasonable whiskey that is still amazing, just go for Angel's Envy Baseline. It is so good. Here's Jake. I call him Jake, by the way, because that's his nickname. And so if I'm talking to Jake, it's Sawyer. Sorry for any confusion. Cheers, dude.
Oh, it smells so good out here.
Just wait till you eat it, bud. Oh, I have that Suntory. I have that Suntory whiskey that my buddy Eddie gave me. Could have done that. Eddie, if you're watching, shout out, man. Thank you for the whiskey for my birthday. I got to go out to LA and celebrate my birthday with some of my nearest and dearest last week. I got to rent a Ferrari. I went to an exotic car rental place and I rented a Ferrari 458 Italia Spider, and I did a tactical firearms course and just got to have like a day of good old fashioned id, and it was a real good time. So, what college did I go to? I went to Hofstra University. I think it's probably time I start cooking. Is there any other pressing questions we should answer? Or?
Yeah, just one. Brittany Pate asks, can you please make the Reptar bar from Rugrats? Do you remember that? I don't know what that is, but it sounds good.
I remember that. It's a Reptar candy bar, and I probably can't because they don't say what it is or what's in it. But I feel you. I understand your strife in wanting to see and try that, because I would like to try it too. But I generally can't recreate things that are just a name, like the honker burger from Doug. I'd love to recreate that, but it's just a burger. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what the deal is. So I'm sorry. I continually try to research ways that I can stretch the truth and make these recipes make sense in context of where they're from. Like I was saying, Death Sandwich from regular show, I just came up with a very clever way to do that. I'm not going to say what, but keep an eye out for that, because I wasn't going to ever do that, because it's just a meatball sandwich with some ham on it or something that kills you if you eat it wrong. Or I'm sorry, if I can't remember. Oh no, yeah, if you don't eat it wearing cut off jeans and a mullet, you'll die. And that's hard for me to recreate, but I found a way that I think will satisfy even the sticklerest of sticklers out there. So heads up. I will say, Doug episode coming up, probably next week. Doug episode coming up, banana pudding pizza, from when he and Patty Mayonnaise tried to make pizza, and Roger Klotz made banana pudding, and they fell into each other, and wah, wah, wah. Okay, let's start cooking things, y'all. Let's do this. I'm gonna take the meat out the fridge. You know what? Hang on. Guys, mise en place, like, I'm about to make all this meat, and I need to bring it over. I need to plate up the tacos over here in a minute. And look at this, it's a disaster. So I'm gonna lose the garbage bowl. This isn't exactly mise en place. It's just more like taking care of business. You know what I mean? We're done peeling things. We're done. Well, actually, I'll probably use this for something. But we're done peeling things. That's for sure. I'll definitely use these for something. Put these over here. We got our ingredients right here. You know what I'll do is I'll put these in a bowl, and that way I don't have to. That way I can clean up the countertop here. There we go. Get some nice prep bowls like this. These prep bowls are just so handy to have. They really clean up your game and just like make things more organized. Like, look at this. I got things just laid out, just like ready to go. Speaking of which, one more thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strain these. I'm gonna use the strainer from before just to be efficient. And I'm straining out the radishes, and I'm gonna put those in another little prep bowl here. Look at these guys, huh? Oh, I'm gonna have one right now. Oh, I love pickled radishes so much. So much. So I swallowed the vinegar a little bit wrong. Messed me up. Okay. All right, so now we got all of our little taco accoutrement. Our taccoutrement. I feel like I already made that joke a long time ago. I think during the, yeah, I did, the fish tacos from I Love You Man. Okay. So moving these out the way. Tortillas are still warm, against all odds. And just gonna move everything that I can, try to get a nice clear workspace going. Wipe this guy down with a little bit of white vinegar. And this way, like, I'm spraying it right near the food. It don't matter, it's vinegar. If this were Windex, well, this would be an entirely different story. Okay. Wiping this down. I'm gonna have to carve some chicken and some steak on here, and then I'm gonna have to wipe it down again, and then we will be plating up the tacos. Okay. There we go. Nice clean workstation. Let me get the meat out the fridge. All right, we have our nice marinated chicken. Oh, and the other thing we need is this, some chorizo, which it feels like there's 3 in here, and I'm probably just gonna use 2. What we're gonna do is we're gonna saute these up. We're gonna 4, okay. What we're gonna do here is we're going to squeeze the meat out of the casing, and we're gonna saute it up, get all the fat out of it, and get it nice and browned, set it aside, and then sear the potatoes in the sausage fat, get them nice and crispy, and then we will be ready to go. So since these guys have the longest to cook, we're gonna start with them. Before going anywhere, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the stove here. We're starting here, so I'm gonna preheat this fella. There we go. Get this guy nice and hot. And yeah, then the rajas con crema, we can make those and they can kind of sit. So they're probably going to be next because they can just hang out once we've made them. As long as they're slightly warm when we serve them, they're going to be fine. But you can see the, oh yeah, that steak is just covered in that chimichurri sauce. And this chicken is just, these are just going to be so flavorful. They're going to be so nice. So let's see here. Potatoes are over here. I got onions ready. I got peppers ready. We're good to go. As soon as this pan's preheated, we're gonna start. We're gonna get the ball rolling. Where's my whiskey? I'm gonna need this. Whew. Remember the last time I did this? It was for the episode, but then no, I'm sorry. See, we batch shoot these the episode of we batch shoot basics like 5 days in a row. We'll shoot for 16 hours a day, so we can have like 10 episodes of basics in the back pocket, ready to go, and then we can edit them and do the voiceover. And I was gonna say the last time I made tacos like this was then, but actually last time I was in Nashville, I made this at a friend's home, and for a dinner party. And I gotta say, it can be very, very stressful to make this amount of food, this variety of food all at once. Generally, if you're planning a dinner party, you want something that you can throw in the oven. You want something that you can make ahead of time. You want something that you can do on the stovetop. So that way your attention is just sort of focused on where it needs to be at any given time. That's the beauty of Thanksgiving, is that you can make a bunch of stuff ahead of time. You can have the turkey in the oven and you can be making stuff while it's roasting. But this, everything's on the stovetop and all at once. So it can be a little stressful, but just, keep your head on straight. If things don't go quite right, if you burn the chicken, if you overcook the steak, if you I don't know, if the potatoes come out soggy, guess what? Everything's still going to taste really good. You have a lot of great flavors going on here. Just try to relax and stay in your element. If you're of age and don't have any issues with, don't have any problems, have yourself one of these, loosen up, and relax. Okay, so we got this going. Even though sausage has a lot of fat in it, I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of vegetable oil, just because I don't want it sticking, because that's gonna give us some smoking and burning issues down the line. So, got 2 links here, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull them apart first off, and just squeeze the meat out into the waiting cooking vessel. There we go. And if you guys have never made your own sausage, give it a shot. It's fun. You just gotta get the attachment for your KitchenAid or for a meat grinder or something. Ow. All right, that's probably enough chorizo. That way I can save these guys. I can have them for breakfast or something. Let me just wash my hands, get the chorizo off of there. Mustn't have raw sausage on the old digits. Okay. And we're moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these back in the fridge because they are gonna be my breakfast at some point this weekend. All right, and I'm gonna get a flat wooden spoon off the wall here. You can see that I've used this one to make gumbo. You can see how burnt it is because I've been using it to stir hot roux for 45 minutes. So that's how you know this is a gumbo spoon. Also, one thing that I can do with this stove that I couldn't do back in my old stoves is get a little bit of flame going. Yeah, I love doing that. Jake, I can't wait for you to see that after the delay.
No, it looked great in OBS. Now I'm waiting for it in the delay, yeah.
Okay. But, yeah, couldn't do that in my old stove. Can't do that on most conventional stove. This is a very, very powerful one. I'm already getting some nice browning on this sausage here. Looking good. No, the oil and the fat is being aerosolized. The smoke that you see coming off, it's smoke, and it's also vaporized oil. So if you tip it forward and let the vapor come in contact with the flame, it'll ignite. It's the same principle behind flambe. When you pour alcohol in, it aerosolizes, and then you let it catch fire. Okay, so now I'm gonna get the rajas con crema going. Get that burner going. I'm gonna get the steak going too. This guy's tired. This is some tired cast iron. It just went through a lot making those tortillas. And I feel bad putting it through more, but we're about to put it through its paces. Let's see. So into this pan, I'm gonna throw a little bit of oil. Just a little bit. This is for the onions, for the sake of the onions. I'm gonna eat another radish because I love them.
I love those radishes.
You want to come have one? All right, yeah. I don't know. It's such a satisfying, and yet it's still relatively healthy. Like pickled foods.
Oh, it's very healthy for you, pickled radish.
Yeah, I mean pickled foods are high in sodium generally. So if you have an issue with sodium, then steer clear. But they're low in fat. They're high in fiber. They're net good. They're net positive. Okay, this guy's heating up. I'm gonna hit him with a little bit of oil. I'm gonna hit this guy with some oil too, and start heating him up. Because we're about to start rolling on all these, on all cameras. Or, not literally, we're about to, you know what I mean. So, okay, we got the chorizo going. This guy's getting pretty warm here. This is where I'm gonna do the steak. This isn't quite there yet. You can also tell, I love these pans. If you're just learning how to cook, get one of these pans. Tfal Professional, I'm not sponsored. They have this little temperature indicator in there. You can still see the text right now. You still see the T and the little circles, and that will go solid red once it's preheated. So it's a great learning tool. I'm gonna turn down this flame a little bit because these guys are browning up right good. And then before we get anybody else started, I'm gonna take these sausages out onto a plate. There we go. I'm sorry you're not gonna be able to see this because I'm gonna do it back here. But I'm just getting the sausages out of the situation, trying to keep some of that sausage fat in there. I'm gonna wipe up the remnants because they will catch fire. The bits of oil that come down the side. Don't want that. Get that nice and hot again, and then in go the potatoes. All right, this guy's getting pretty hot. I want him smoking though. I want smoke coming off of here. Guess I need a higher flame over here. Skirt steak cooks so quickly that you really need to hit it. It's so thin. It's, you know, we're talking about skirt steak. We're talking about something this thick, and if we want to get a good crust on both sides without cooking it, you know, without overcooking it, we really need to blast it with heat. So this needs to be just wicked hot. So this is vegetable oil that I'm putting on here, and I want it to be smoking. I want smoke coming off of this. All right, so this is getting hot again, and we can just go ahead and throw the potatoes in there. Ooh, I can feel my arm hair like singeing. All right, I'm gonna get those spread out a little bit. And we're just gonna let those sit and pick up some color and some crispiness there. This feels so hot, but I'm not seeing smoke yet, so I'm not going. This is ready to go though. You see how the T and the circles disappeared? That's ready to go. So in go the onions, and look at that, nice sizzle because it's preheated. Whoopie-doo. Give that a little toss. I lost an onion there, it's okay. Oh, whoops, I lost another onion. Okay, and we're just letting that guy go until those onions are nice and soft. And see now these are coming in handy. I can go, what? Okay, we got some smoke coming off this oil here. Scoot that guy forward. All right, here we go. I'm gonna throw in a glove just for expediency's sake. I don't want to have to wash my hands after throwing this on. I want to be able to just move on to the next thing, because I have a feeling that other oil is going to smoke very soon. This is too long, I'm just realizing, so we need to cut this down to size. And I guess we are going to be washing our hands and the countertop, but we got to do what we got to do. Oh, look, it looks like Christmas. I love it. Okay, on she goes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. All right, so that was a waste of a glove. It's okay, it happens. All right, sorry guys, I'm getting in the zone here. Let's hope I don't mess nothing up. I'm gonna spray this down, get this guy out of the situation because he's got raw meat on him. There we go. Oh yeah, oh my God, that steak smells so good. Oh, all that garlic and the pepper and the oil, and it's just so good. All right, this is starting to smoke too, which means it's chicken time. And this time, I know that I don't need to cut the chicken down, so I'm gonna go glove, hopefully to some benefit. Let's give these onions a little tossy toss. Yeah, we got some nice browning going on there. That's great, because we don't need these to be just like caramelized or straight up sautéed. They can have a little color on them, because we're going to be cooking them in cream later on to finish them off. Okay, here's the chicken. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to shake it off a little bit because I don't want all that marinade going on there. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. Just giving it a good shake. And then down she goes. Okay, giving it a shake. Shake, 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 shake. Boop. Oh, yeah. And shake and shake and shake, and there we go. Okay, now it's a good thing I used this glove, because now I can just go like, whoop, back to work. All right, these potatoes are probably starting to crisp up a little bit, so I'm gonna give them a little flip. Oh, maybe not, okay. Somebody needs more heat. Drink up. Okay, let's see how these guys are looking. Oh yeah, okay. A little bit more time on that side. A lot of fat going on here, but you can see we're picking up some good color. So I want to get a lot of color on that first side, because the second side is just going to be about finishing. It's just going to be about getting them fully cooked. Doesn't matter as much if there's a crust on the second side. It really matters if it's on the top side. All right, so this is looking good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the poblano peppers. There we go. Oh, missed one. Mustn't miss any. And we're just going to let those flavors get to know each other a little bit. Just a little bit. Just give those a minute. Oh yeah, we're getting a great crust on these. Yes, sir. That one's looking good. Yep, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oops, that guy didn't unfold all the way. That's interesting. Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to catch on fire because of all the aerosolized fat that's going up there, so we got to be careful. These potatoes are still crisping up. These still need more time. Let me get another set of tongs going here so we don't cross-contaminate. Let's take a look. Yeah, they're not ready yet. They're getting there, though. They got some nice color on them, but I want more. And this is what it's all about, folks. 4 burners all going. You're in control of everything. I know what's going on up there, I know what's going on here, I know what's going on here, I know what's going on here. Except for that steak folded up. That was a wild card. But for the most part, we are in control. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a temperature probe because I really don't want to overcook this steak. I would really like a nice medium rare on this steak. And we're still a ways off from that. We're at 100 degrees on that steak. All right, now let's give these potatoes a flip, see if we're getting any color here. No, still not yet. I'm going to add some oil to these potatoes. I feel like they're not getting enough fat. Maybe I poured off too much of that sausage fat. Give them a little toss. Okay. Now, to the peppers and onions, which are nice and hot. We're going to add a little bit of, where are you? A little bit of oregano. There you go. Just a little bit. Just want to let that spice toast up for like 1 minute. Oregano is a big element in Mexican cooking, something that I was not aware of. But there is such thing as Mexican oregano. It's a big element in that cuisine, and something that I was not savvy to. Let's see how these guys are looking. Ooh, this guy's under 100. This guy, I don't know. Oh, this guy might be done. Yeah, I think this guy's done. I don't know why, but yeah, he's pushing 135. So he's coming off. I'm just gonna put him right over here. Let's see how this guy's doing. He's cooked so fast. Yeah, we're already up to 115. It was at 100 like a second ago. Now it's up to 115, 116. This guy's got to be done just because he's so thin. I can't even take the temperature of this one because it's wafer thin. If you look at that. So this is the steak that you serve to your friends that don't like medium rare. You know, that's the one that's the one for people who like well done steaks, which is fine, man. Live your life. I'm not going to indoctrinate you. Okay, chicken's ready to flip. I can see that from here. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, we got some nice color on that. Real nice color. I'm gonna turn down the heat on that because those guys need to finish cooking, not sear too much. Okay, and then these guys are coming off heat, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some cream. Ooh, this apartment's getting smoky. If I can get the cream open, this is like one of those milk cartons from when you were in middle school. I'm gonna throw in some cream. About that much there. There we go. That's gonna turn a nice, lovely brown. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, babe. All right. A little bit of cumin in there. Just a touch of cumin. I'm gonna turn down the heat a little bit too. It looks like it's pretty spitting mad there. Just a touch of cumin. And then let's take some temperatures over here. Well, I'm reading 125. I like that. This guy's got to be done. Well, this guy's still in the 115s. This guy's done. I like 125. And this guy's just too thin to not be done. It is done, so I'm going to take it off. And this guy's still going. This guy still has a ways to go. All right, now these guys, there we go. We're getting a little bit of color now. This center burner is weak, man, I swear. I'm gonna really crank the heat on this one. Try and get some color going. Okay, steak's done, almost. Rajas con crema are almost done. The last and most important step here with the rajas con crema is a good squeeze of lime. And don't try this with lemon. Lemon will curdle your cream, or I'm sorry, don't try this with milk. That's what I meant to say. Milk will curdle instantly. The higher fat content prevents this from curdling. So you can see it's still a nice creamy mixture. So do not try this with milk, or you will end up with some chunky sauce in the worst possible way. Okay, this is for steak. Here we go. Let's see how this guy's going. Read 127. That's what I like to see. Okay, steak is off. Chicken is still looking good. I'm just gonna flip it just for like, so it's getting evenly heated. Let's see where we're at temperature-wise. I'm getting 120 on this one. About 118 on that one. This one's 141, 142. You got to keep in mind, this guy's going to be done well before this guy. Like he's way smaller. This guy is thicker and bigger. It's just going to take longer for him to cook. So, okay, are these potatoes getting any color yet? Come on, here we go. Gee whiz, still no color. Some of these cast iron pans, man, they're a mystery. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat down even more in the back because it's really bubbling up there. I'm also going to taste it. Oh, we got to hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper. A little bit of salt. A little bit of fresh ground. I swear, this is the best freaking condiment you're ever going to eat. Like, I adore Rojas con crema. It's my new favorite thing. It is so good. It's sweet and spicy and acidic, and it's so good. Let me give that a taste. This consistency is looking perfect. I'm sorry I've been just all narration here and no interaction, folks. This is the intense part. This doesn't always happen. We don't normally have this many dishes to try to make. Oh yeah. So the lime. We're trying to emulate crema. Wow, this room is so smoky. I can barely see the fucking door. I wonder if I gotta turn on this fan, dude. I'm sorry, it's gonna make noise, but I have to turn it on. I can barely see the other side of the room. This is the smokiest room that's ever existed. Oh yeah, look at the color on these. This is thanks to the sugar that we added to the marinade. That really helps you get an amazing crust on the chicken. I'm reading 155. 130. This guy's got to be done. I bet this guy's done. 157, almost there. Almost there. Okay, just over on the table here, I'm going to, I don't know. I should be covering these steaks. These steaks should be covered with aluminum foil, but again, I don't have any aluminum foil. We want to try to keep them warm, but things are happening so fast that it's going to be just fine. So I'm just gonna put these guys on a plate. I'm gonna stack them together so they retain their warmth all themselves. There we go. And we are letting them rest, just like any steak that we cook using a traditional method, non-sous vide, non-reverse sear. We are letting them rest for, gotta be about 10 minutes, especially with such a thin steak. We don't want to, like, look at all the juice we lost just them sitting there. If you cut them open, you'd be swimming in a pool of, swimming in a pool of your own steak juice. There we go. Now we're getting a little color in these potatoes, but Jesus.
I've been hearing some comments about the potatoes. Maybe people said that you should use coconut oil to get them browned up quicker. People also said that you should just switch the burners and put the potatoes in the back burner because that seems to be hotter.
Yeah, this burner definitely does seem to be not as good, even though they should be all the same. But I'm finally getting some color on these potatoes, so I'm just gonna ride this out here. All right, let's check these chicken's temperatures again. This guy's got to be done by now. 160, 1, 2, 3. 163. You know what? I'm calling it. I'll take that. It's just fine. Throw these on a plate so I don't make more pools of juice like I did with the steak. God, dude, this is so smoky in here. It's freaking me out a little bit. I'm worried the cops are going to show up or something. Shut this stream down. All right, we got 135 on that one. We got 155. Oh my gosh. Shouldn't be.
Sorry, I was watching the stream for a while, so we're back on you now. Thanks for the tips, comments.
Thank God for you guys. Oh, didn't mute my mic, it just fell.
All right, yeah. Thanks for the tip. I just had to mute his microphone for a second because it fell. You see him grabbing it now. Oh, he's walking away, but I'll get you. Here he is. There he is, grabbing it. There he is, grabbing it. I'll take you back to the stove. Just checking on the status of these heaters here. Everything looks pretty good, crackling. Bring you back over here. Take a look at this. I'm hearing some great tape ASMR right now that nobody else is. All right, I hear you good. And levels, all right, here we go. You're back in business. There you are. Levels look okay.
Hey folks, very sorry about that. Mike fell out of my pants and it just was a whole thing. So I'm very sorry. Lost you there for a sec, but I'm back, hopefully for good. Okay, so. Oh yeah, these potatoes are getting nice and crisp. I can feel how crispy they are. Even though I'm not using a spoon, I can feel it. I can feel the crispness. See, we already have inside jokes established over here on YouTube. This is going to be a pain in the ass to clean, man. This is the most cast iron I think I've ever had to clean at once. Okay, let's see how this is doing. Still 155. Come on, dude.
She's a thick
How about
bird.
you? Oh, this guy might be done. Nope, 145. Jeez.
A pair of thick birds.
Jeez Louise. All right, so these potatoes I think are about ready to go. Now we're gonna add the sausage back, the chorizo. That fat's gonna work some wonders. Let me get an UV glove on here. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. There we go. Thank you guys for putting up with the any technical issues that we're having, you know, with mics dropping and stuff like that. You know, even though we've done this a few times over on Twitch, like, it's still just the two of us, and we don't know what we're doing. We really appreciate you guys sticking it out and being supportive. It's very, very kind. Thank you so much to all the Super Chat folk that have made such generous donations. The show would not be possible without your guys' generosity and just everything that you do on a daily basis to make it happen. This is a show that relies on the support of you, and I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity you've given me to entertain and hopefully sometimes inform you. We'll see. Oh yeah, nice crispy potato. Needs more salt. This is the stage where we're tasting and seasoning as necessary. There we go. And let's see where that puts us. That's perfect. That's a little salty. Sorry. All right, here we go. All right, we're looking at 160, 1, 2, come on, 3. I'll take it.
Somebody said 155 was okay.
Yeah, but you know, I personally cook my chicken to 155, but if I do it here in a live stream, we're gonna catch flack for it. So we're doing the FDA.
Good to know.
We're doing the FDA recommended 165.
Right on, FDA approved.
Yes.
Just like the new Apple Watch.
Just like the new Apple Watch, this has been approved by the FDA and the ATF. I think. All right. This guy's winding down. What we can do is we can start plating up over here. Let me get all this crap out of the way.
Oh, I got a good one for you. Why did you
Hit
use
me.
breasts? Why did you use breasts instead of thighs? You usually love thighs.
I usually love thighs, and I guess I wanted to show you how to make juicy chicken breasts by marinating and cooking quickly and over high heat, and butterflying. Butterflying is an important step in keeping chicken breasts off the floor, which is where that one just went. Whoops.
That's fine. It's just for us. We can eat it. We don't care.
Yeah, no, well, no, it's gone. But anyway, by butterflying these chicken breasts, getting them nice and thin, and cooking them over high heat quickly, we can keep them flavorful and juicy. I do love chicken thighs, absolutely, and I would recommend using chicken thighs with this recipe any day of the week. Go for it. Okay, I'm killing the flames over here because we are plating up. Folks, it is that time of the evening. We are finally plating up. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve the steak and the chicken. I wish I had my nice new knife, but it's dirty, and we're just going to go with the Wusthof Pro here, which is a perfectly lovely knife. And so this is the most important lesson to take away from skirt steak, is this is the grain. You see the grain? It runs this way. And skirt steaks are nice long pieces of meat with grain that runs perpendicular to the length of the meat. So we are not cutting with the grain, and we cut with the grain, we end up with that, which is long muscle fibers, which are hard to chew. But if you cut across the grain, like so, oh, the steak is cooked perfectly. Then what you're doing is you're cutting the muscle fibers down into tiny little bite-sized pieces. Oh, God. That is so goddamn good. The chimichurri has like the tiniest little bit of heat to it, the little suggestion of heat from the Fresno peppers, the big garlic coming in with a punch, the slight acidity from the red wine vinegar, all the herbaceousness of the, oh, it's just so, it's so many simple, beautiful flavors coming together. Mostly garlic, which you ain't gonna hear me complaining. But look at how perfectly it's cooked too. That is perfect medium rare. And for that, man, you know, you can definitely do it by instinct and by feel and look and touch, but I really recommend getting yourself a thermometer, because like it has endless applications, and look at what happens. You get perfectly cooked meat. Oh my God. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Yeah. This is a particularly hard one to cut because it's kind of the grain. I don't really know where the grain is going. I should have eaten that. I don't know why I threw that away. Okay. That's enough for a couple tacos. The rest of these I'm saving for leftovers. Oh, hell yeah. All right. And then, come on. There we go. And these are complementary flavors, so I'm not that worried about carving up chicken on the same, in the beef juice. Doesn't bother me. We're just cutting these into nice strips for the tacos. Again, across the grain, helpful. Not as necessary with chicken, but like definitely helpful. It's just nice and flavorful. All those spices and the olive oil and the lime, you can taste the acidity from the lime. And if that one that I dropped on the floor were here, I bet he'd agree. But I dropped him on the floor. It's live television, baby. That's what happens. This is, you know, the best chicken breast you're going to have is the one, skinless and boneless at least. Like, the best one you're going to have is with the skin on and bone in. But best skinless, boneless chicken breast you're going to have is one that has been treated properly by being marinated and then cooked quick and over high heat. Is the best way to do it. Okay, got our meats carved. So now, all that is left to do is plate up. And there's a very slippery spot here on the floor where that chicken fell. And I'm trying very hard to dodge it, because if I ate shit on camera right now, that'd be a bad look. First stream. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Lettuce plate. We have some inexplicably still warm tortillas. And we're plating up 3 different kinds of tacos right now. Let's get these nice and centered. You guys who watch the show must know I'm all about symmetry. I like symmetry in my shots. Scoop. It's about there. Okay. Let's start with some steak. Just gonna throw a few strips down here. Some nice medium rare bits. Beautiful. And then some chorizo and potatoes, which I'm just gonna grab a spoon here. Oh yeah, so the potatoes are, you can hear it. You hear that? Potatoes are so nice and crispy. Ah. Get some more chorizo on there. I think I went a little bit too light on the chorizo and the chorizo potato ratio. And sort of centralize that, get it on there. There we go. Get it together. And then we're putting some chicken right here. This nice, flavorful, juicy chicken right there. I want you guys to be able to see the steak, so I'm gonna flip that like that. Oh, like that. There we go. I want you to see the red of that steak because it's gorgeous. Then we have accoutrement for all these. You can really do the accoutrement however you like, but I like, personally, a bit of, this is just white onion with some lime juice and some, in my case, parsley. In your case, probably cilantro. That's for the chorizo and potato. And what you can do is you can set all this stuff up in a bar. Like we're just doing this right here so you have a demonstration of what everything looks like. But if you're serving this to a group of people, you can have all the toppings just set up in a bar, tell them what goes best with one another, make recommendations, but tell people that they can do whatever they want because it's their lives and they should be able to live, you know, in freedom and love and happiness. We got the rajas con crema on top of the chicken, along with a few pickled radishes, which give this great color contrast on top, like this burst of pink on top of the green and the whites and the red. And then the only thing we got going on the steak is a little bit of the chimichurri sauce, which we reserved. Some that we didn't use for the marinade. I'm just gonna throw a little bit of that in there because that is just like pure, unadulterated, unapologetic flavor right there. And then on all 3, we are going to sprinkle some cotija cheese. Thusly. And there you have it, folks. Tortillas with, I'm sorry, not tortillas, tacos with homemade corn tortillas. We have steak with chimichurri and cotija cheese. We have potato and chorizo taco with a little bit of white onion, and we have chicken seared in the pan with some rajas con crema, some onions, some pickled radishes, all 3 with some cotija cheese. These are gonna wake up your taco night in ways that you cannot even imagine until you try it yourself. I'm actually, you know, I'm actually gonna throw a little bit of this steak's looking a little lonely, so I'm actually gonna throw a couple onions on there. I promise you, it ain't gonna hurt it. I'm going straight for this guy right here. Jake, if you want to join me, now's the time.
Yeah, you got to do up another 3 for me. I want it all, but I'm gonna come take a bite.
Okay.
I mean, however you want to do it, but I want.
Come take a bite, baby.
All right.
Might I suggest that you go for the Rose con crema? I really think it's going to be where it's at. A little heat. It's almost canceled out by the cream. And then a little bit of acidity from the lime. You can also squeeze fresh lime over all these. Like,
Delicious.
Thanos taco. Yeah, this will be a clean plate clip, boys. Cheers.
Cheers. You want to take a bite of this one?
I'll make a bite. You enjoy yourself. Look how smoky it still is over there. You should have seen it before. I could barely see it.
It's like laser tag in here.
It's like laser tag in here. That's really funny. Oh, folks, I wish you could be here to try this with us, but at the same time, I hope that you're making this yourself or planning on making it yourself very soon. If you can't make your own tortillas, listen, they are great. They'll change your whole taco game. I personally like flour tortillas more than corn. But you know, the fillings are really what are going to excite and enliven you. So give it a shot. You want? Can I give you some of that whiskey? Oh yeah, this steak is so freaking good. All day, dude.
All right.
Thanks, man. So, okay. I should probably try a bite of this as well, just to say that I did. Man, I know it's horrendously unhealthy for me, but like potato tacos, man. There's something about them. Sawyer and I have been to Mexico once for his bachelor party, and I got, you know, we got some quesadillas and some tacos, like fresh out the, you know, whatever that giant big thing is that they make the tortillas and the quesadillas on. We got some fresh tacos right out of there, and this reminds me of that. The potatoes have a distinct crunch to them, and there's just so much flavor from the chorizo, from the lime, onions. All these really should be served with a squeeze of lime over them. That's really what wakes them up. Hang on a sec. Your boy's gonna get a little wedge of lime just to wake things up. Nathan Krogfoss wants me to say his name when I eat the taco. I can oblige you. Nathan Krogfoss. Ah, folks, I am spent. We just spent 3 beautiful hours together making all kinds of delicious food. This was the first live stream that we've done on YouTube, and it was so much fun. I can't thank you guys enough. Super chat donators, thank you so much for your support, for your kind words, for your interesting questions. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and hopefully cooking along. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I know I did, and I'm really excited just to be doing this with you every other week after basics.
Any idea what the next episode's going to be?
Next episode is going to be salad. We made, basically, tacos came out and I was out of town, so we weren't able to live stream the tacos live stream, and the salads live stream was supposed to be tonight. But this is the first live stream on YouTube. I wanted to do something more exciting. Tacos felt, more fun. And so next time we'll be doing salads, and then we'll be able to sort of catch up because, my glasses are speckled with fat, with grease. We're gonna be able to catch up because the following episode of Basics is about kitchen basics, how to maintain cast iron, how to sharpen knives, things like that, general questions. And so we're going to be able to skip the live stream on that one, meaning next live stream will be salads, and then the next one after that will be ramen. We'll be doing a tonkatsu ramen, which we've been slowly working up towards by making tonkatsu broth in one episode, in the Arrested Development episode, by making sous vide pork belly, which will be going in there sliced up. And then in the basics episode, I'll be showing you how to make the noodles, how to make the marinated egg, and all that good stuff. I feel like I have stuff in my teeth right now. Sorry. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for all of your kind comments. Thank you for adding to the conversation. Thank you, Super Chatters, for your generosity. And thank you, Tian Yu Zhu, for $20. $50, John Randall. Thank you. That's crazy, John Riddle. Thank you so much, John Riddle. That's incredibly generous. I don't know how to thank you enough. Thank you. I'm really excited to be streaming on YouTube now. You guys have been the most amazing community over the past 2 years as my channel has grown, and this is a great new way to share my kitchen and my food and your food and your cooking experience. I'm really happy to play a role in that. I hope that you're cooking along, or at least I hope this makes you want to try and make one of these. Go home and try making one of them. And thank you so much to my man in the other room who is keeping this show going, Sawyer Jacobs, one of my oldest, dearest friends, my business partner, and couldn't do this show without him. And thank you, Jake. And
Hell yeah, dude. Happy to be here. Thank you. I'm going to come back in there and eat a ton of this stuff when as soon as I cut these mics off.
All right, well, I think you can do that because it has been 3 glorious hours, and I'm tired, and I'm ready to eat the rest of these tacos and then fall into a deep, deep, beautiful sleep. So thank you so much. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for hanging out, and just keep it stick on the ice, as my man Red Green used to say, and keep binging. I don't know. I need a tagline so I can be like, and keep binging, not binge eating, just binge watching my show and other shows. Anyway, have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll see you next live stream. Salads. Night, guys. Cheers. Where's my drink? Cheers.